What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people, and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Fuck. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Fuck. I damn near just killed myself. Felt like big one of dub. Yo, I'm up here rushing in the studio. Sabrina, I tripped. Fucking almost killed myself. There's glass all over there on the floor. Broke a whole vase. Bro, there's glass everywhere over there. Glass on the floor. The whole 9 yards. I guess I'll clean it up afterwards. Let me see what's happening. Let me show y'all. Maybe I can show y'all. Almost, my knee hurting like a motherfucker. And then I almost, the thing about it is that, maybe I can give y'all a little bit of a preview. Shoe came off. The whole thing, bro. Oh, this is the part of the studio. This is the part of the studio where I actually record a lot of my reaction videos over here. Guess I might as well give y'all a tour too while I'm at it, huh? So this is where I do a lot of reaction videos and stuff. Crazy, bro. Look at this. Look at all that glass. Almost hit right there. Tripped. Broke everything. Almost took Time Dog out. Time Dog almost got took out. Guess I'll clean all of that up afterwards. A dog. I'm trying to catch myself, then I fucking hurt myself, and then I hit my knee, and then the vase crashed over. I'm like, shoosh. What kind of nonsense is this? What's happening out here in these streets? You know what I'm saying? Wrong way to start off a Tuesday. But we here, though. We here. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate y'all for continuing to rock with me. Thank y'all for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. And we survived. Knee hurting, all kind of shit. All kind of hit. And I'm getting up like, man, what the heck is going on? And you know what's so funny? It happened as soon as when I started the show. You know how you hit the start button and it's running a commercial? So I head over to the refrigerator to grab my water, and I go and check on some other stuff. And I'm like, man, I'm just rolling around, suffering. Said, you know what? It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day no matter what. Shout out to the bag chasers. Shout out to the Patreon members. Knee hurting. We need to go to the urgent care. Shout out to the bag chasers, the Patreon members. I posted in the Patreon this morning about Stock Club, so make sure y'all get that and y'all marking it off on y'all calendar. Stock Club updates is in the Patreon, so make sure y'all tap into that. I feel like something is wrong. It's off. It's off. There we go. Gotta have your cell phone. He said, go ahead, get me a cane. Yeah, man. Yeah. We in the building. So how y'all feeling this morning? A little discombobulated, so give me a second to get things in order, to make sure that things are supposed to be, or they are what they're supposed to be. I don't know what that is, bro. Not sure, but we gonna figure it out. We gonna make it do what it do. We got after hours tonight, so that should be popping. Everything is going great. So make sure y'all tune in to after hours. Again, if you're not a part of the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let's see what y'all talking about. I do the same thing whenever I'm live. John's Journal says, super fantastic. Had a great CrossFit workout, and I'm ready for the day. Ready to conquer the world. Your car in the building. DJ Ace Production says, it's a cold morning in Michigan. The weather playing tricks. Yeah, man, I was looking at that. I said, just the other day, it was 70 degrees, bro. And then I wake up this morning, and it's just like this nonsense right here. I said, what is this? What is this? This bipolar ass weather. What is this? This is February? January? I said, man, I can't be in the building doing this kind of nonsense. I can't, bro. I can't keep suffering through this. I done pulled the cars out. You know what I'm saying? I put the nav in the driveway for a second. pulled the cars out. I said, what's going on, man? What we doing? And I heard that in Marquette, Michigan, it's snowing, tornadoes all over the country. It was 89 degrees yesterday. This morning it's 40 in Florida. What's going on with the weather, y'all? Have y'all seen what's happening in upper Michigan? Hold on, let me see something. I heard that in upper Michigan, it's up there looking crazy up there. Let me share my screen real quick. Like I heard it's a straight up blizzard. They got 30 inches of snow. DJ Ace Productions, you heard about that? We got a lot to cover today, y'all. So I hope y'all locked in. I hope y'all tapped in. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
Begin tonight with these severe storms moving into the east right now. Late today, tornado watches stretching 1,000 miles from Florida all the way up to Philadelphia. The massive system from Texas to New York tonight. Whiteout conditions in the upper Midwest. A confirmed tornado touching down near Charlotte, North Carolina. High wind alerts across multiple states going into tonight. Drivers facing blinding snow in central Iowa. Police urging everyone to stay off the roads during the storm. Hundreds of accidents reported.
Bro, how is somebody driving in this?
Central Iowa police urge.
Listen, I'm in Michigan. I've seen a lot, like Michigan is like a woman, bro. That's all Michigan is. Michigan is like anybody that's been in a relationship for at least 2 or 3 years, Michigan is like a woman. You're going to see all sides of her, and you never know when it's coming. It could be sunny outside, and it could be June, and it just so happened to snow. The snow may not stick, but it's definitely, you can definitely expect at any point that the weather is going to turn on you. That's what Michigan weather is like. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. Who can drive in such foolishness?
Urging everyone to stay off the roads during the storm. Hundreds of accidents reported.
You know what the worst part about when you're sitting in that? You can't predict other people. So if somebody else is still trying to drive in it, you pull over and you like skipping. I'm going to just sit here because I ain't trying to die. Next thing you know, somebody come from behind you and slap in the back of your car because somebody thought that they had 4-wheel drive and that they can drive in any weather and they can drive as fast as they want.
Across the Midwest, cars skidding off highways. These pictures from the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. Tonight, thousands of flights canceled and delayed, including more than 500 flights at Chicago's O'Hare Airport alone. This storm moving quickly into the east, the possibility of tornadoes and straight-line winds in parts of the Northeast tonight, and then brutal cold right behind it. Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z leading us off tonight.
Tonight, from blizzards to severe thunderstorms and thousands of canceled flights, a dynamic system is bringing all types of extreme weather to more than half the country. At one point, tornado watches stretching 1,000 miles from Florida all the way to the Northeast, including Philadelphia. WPVI Chief Meteorologist Cecily Tynan.
And even if we don't get the tornado threat, straight line winds could be a big problem later on tonight.
I heard it was like windows. Look at that. Yo, that's crazy. This just shows you that no matter how much we engineer and build and try to set stuff up, it don't take but one powerful gust of wind or a snowstorm or, a heavy rainfall to just completely destroy billions of dollars of infrastructure.
Widespread gusty winds knocking over semis on Interstate 40 outside Oklahoma City. And wind gusts.
That's why Quentin always say, man, I got to go into the basement.
This shelter flying in Willow Springs, Missouri. Those donkeys scattering. They're okay tonight. In Atlanta.
And it wasn't a big crash. It was just like a big whoomp.
Tonya Steve, thankful that her 95-year-old mother woke up just before this huge tree hit their home.
Something told her, she just got up and she walked into her other room and it came down on her, right on her bed. So she would have been badly injured, if not killed.
The storm plus TSA staffing issues at several major airports, leading to more than 4,000 canceled flights. And on the northern side of the system,
this is one of the reasons why I tell y'all not to invest in any stocks or in any companies that is going to be affected or impacted by other people choosing not to travel. Because all it takes is the government to shut down, and we're going to dig into that in the Patreon and in the stock club. So if you're not a part of the Patreon and stock club, make sure you sign up. The link is in the pin to the top of the chat, and we're going to get it in. But whether TSA, government shutdown, all of that stuff, it messes up the hotel industry. It messes up the airline industry. It messes up the travel industry. We're going to go down to Houston and Florida for spring break because I heard that y'all over there getting herpes and chlamydia down there for spring break.
An all-out blizzard in the upper Midwest. Front doors opening to massive snowdrifts in Marquette, Michigan. Vehicles going off the road all over the Twin Cities.
Dog, that's crazy. 30 inches of snow in Marquette, Michigan. That's upper Michigan. That's insane, bro. Why would anybody want to? Because listen, upper Michigan is dope. It's so dope. Traverse City, Marquette, the Upper Peninsula. A lot of people travel there in the summertime. They go there in the spring, summer, and the fall because, you know, it's a lot more serene and you have less traffic. You ain't got that city type of feel or whatever. But in the wintertime, it's brutal. It is absolutely brutal in the wintertime.
Snowdrifts in Marquette, Michigan. Vehicles going off the road all over the Twin Cities this weekend. And where there's no snow,
why are people driving in that? This is what I'm saying. Why are people driving in this?
Winds fueling dust storms like this one that blinded drivers on Highway 287 in North Texas.
Why are you even on the highway in this type of weather?
And fanning the flames of wildfires in Nebraska that have scorched well over 900 square miles.
Wow, it's really something. More than half the country seeing severe weather tonight. Let's bring in Ginger.
Is it the end of times?
She's live in Raleigh, North Carolina, of course, right in the path of these storms. Hi, Ginger.
Hi, David. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning right now. The sky's getting dark behind the airport here. The storms will bring a gust of wind. It's a very thin line of storms and then serious cold. But the strong storms are still riding the coast up through Delaware, New Jersey, into Connecticut now. And then behind it, you note the snow, even into northern Alabama. So it goes deep. Let's talk about how this is going to time out and who gets what when. All about those wind advisories, too, tonight. That's what's impacting travel big time from New Jersey and Long Island right up through Massachusetts. But watch what happens in Boston. High wind warning for gusts up to 65 miles per hour. Those storms are going to be strong at times, ponding on some of the roads. You see them there as we time it out into the overnight. Boston picks up the strong storms, and there's some snow in upstate New York behind it. But that cold, David, brings freeze alerts all the way to the Gulf Coast. Temperatures as low as 29 in Mississippi. David?
Yeah, be very careful on the roadways these next 24 hours. Ginger Z leading us off. Thank you, Ginger.
No, incredible amounts of wind. Marquette, Michigan, 18 feels like 2 below zero. Look at the Michigan flag and then, of course, Old Glory. If that doesn't tell you what it feels like out there, then maybe we need to check in with someone that can, right? Fox Weather's very own Robert Ray is there in Marquette. And Marissa, I mean, I can't imagine
Hey, dog,
being out
don't
there.
even.
I know. The winds have been a problem. There's Robert there. And Robert also noticing just how deep some of that snow already is. And we've got, of course, more snow, believe it or not, on the way.
Yeah, guys, these impacts are remarkable here this morning as the wind is just roaring off of Lake Superior and moving through Marquette. Marquette is a hilly town here on the banks of Lake Superior, and all of the snow is creating drifts at the edges of the roadways. There are plows out trying to maneuver as much as they can. And Ryan, come with me over that bank here, and let's walk out a little bit and just show everybody the conditions here. We have to be very careful. Beyond the snow, below is a sheet of ice. Both Ryan and I have fallen many times. Our vehicles have gotten stuck out here but you just see the whiteout conditions, and you see some of the stoplights kind of moving back and forth in these wind gusts. We already have nearly 2 feet of snow here in Marquette, and more on the way, as you noted. We've got about, seriously, like 24 hours left of this. This blizzard warning expires in the middle of the night tonight into Tuesday morning, but that doesn't mean that the snow is going to stop. And you look at the behind me on the roadway here, you can barely see when the wind kicks up and starts pushing all of this snow. And you look up that way, it's the same scenario, less than a quarter mile visibility. That
looks miserable. That looks purely miserable. Nothing about that looks fun to me. In March, on March 17th and 16th, y'all, I tripped so far. This morning I tripped so hard, I ripped a hole in my sock, yo. That's crazy. I tripped so hard, I put a hole in my sock, bro. What the heck is going on this morning? I might need to just take the morning off. I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. We might have to just take it off and call it a day, man.
The calendar says March, but winter does not want to end. Tonight, a massive snowstorm is blasting the Midwest and Great Lakes with blizzard conditions and what could be record snow. CBS's Ian Lee is in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where there's a state of emergency. I see that wind whipping, Ian. How are you?
Drake, the wind is blowing so hard it feels like sand hitting my face. A city official here in Green Bay told us this is a once-in-a-decade storm, creating chaos at airports across the region with hundreds of flights canceled and treacherous traveling on the roads.
This life-threatening blizzard is bringing nearly 3 feet of snow and wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour around the Great Lakes, creating dangerous whiteout conditions. A no-travel advisory was issued in Minnesota, where Governor Tim Walz authorized the National Guard to be on standby for rescues.
Ain't that one of them
issued an
Sherpas?
urgent warning for drivers.
Ain't that a Sherpa?
National Guard to be on standby.
That's one of them Sherpas. Ain't that one of them machines that Kanye West was? I want to buy one of those. Let me see something. A Sherpa. I want to buy one of these. I just don't. A Sherp. It's called a Sherp. It's Ukrainian designed, all-terrain Ukrainian. And Kanye. How much is a Sherp? I want to buy a Sherp. Product, Sherp. Oh no, his had actual tires. I want to buy one of these things, bro. Remember when Ye had Sherps? And they can go in the water and all of that stuff too? Yeah, that's what I want right there. We got to get us a shirt, bro. How much is this? Sherp shuttle? Nah, we don't need no Sherp shuttle. Oh, man, the website broke? Nah. How much is a Sherp? Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I just have to find a reason to use it. What would you use it for, though? I guess it makes sense for him to have a Sherp if he was out in, with him being out in, when he was out in Wyoming. I thought it was going to be more than that. Yeah, we got to get us a Sherp out here if you're going to be in Upper Michigan.
For rescues. Wisconsin issued an urgent warning for drivers not to travel, but it was too late for this semi overturned on I-94. Snowplows struggle to keep up. Chris Compton is working 16-hour shifts.
Go get that bag. That's what I'm talking about. Go get that bag. A lot of people look at the snow and they say, yeah, man, you know, we got to. It's some other people that look at it and say, time to run up that check. Time to run up a bag. I forgot to put on my watch. I done fell so much. That's some people look at the snow and say, oh, yeah, time to go and get that money. Dog is working 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. He about to pay off his house. He about to pay off a whole car. 1 month to have him paying off a whole car if he focused enough. Get that bag, big dog. Run it up. See, that's the way I like to see it. I like to see the opportunity in things.
Residents here in Green Bay tell us this is one of the most powerful storms in years.
It's lightning and it's thundering during a snowstorm. It's called snow thunder. It's crazy.
Everyone in this family is pitching in, trying to stay one step ahead.
A blizzard warning is in effect until 4 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, man, listen. I'm going to be honest with you. All of this stuff is cool when you're 20, when you're 18, when you're 25, even when you're 30, 35. You start getting to about 40, bro. You start thinking to yourself, like, this is cool in the summer, but it's not so cool in the winter. That's when you start to say, you know what? I done enough winters here. And that's when you start to move a little bit southern in the wintertime. Somebody said, this is not cool ever. Oh, let me see what the weather is going to be this weekend in Metro Detroit. It'll be 64 on Saturday, 34, 43. Nah. All right. Why do I keep acting like I'm about to go somewhere? Yo, listen, to be honest with you, honestly, you want to know the main reason why I haven't dipped out since Vegas, since I got back from Vegas about a week and a half ago? The main reason why I haven't dipped out since I got back from Vegas a week and a half ago is because of the government shutdown, man. Government shutdown. They got them TSA agents out there looking like a box of powdered donuts. They don't make but $40,000 a year. Most of them without overtime, they make $35,000, $40,000 a year. You've been there for enough time. They make about $45,000 a year. And they like, man, skip this. I'd rather go out and DoorDash. And so until the government open up Homeland Security, they start funding Homeland Security, I don't want to go to the airport. Now, DTW's airport be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter if you got the government shut down or not. DTW, you're going to get through, especially if you got the Infinity Stones. Everybody know what the Infinity Stones are. Infinity Stones are, you know, when you have all of that, TSA PreCheck, Sky Priority, and it's going to say it all the way under your boarding pass. But if you ain't got the Infinity Stones, see, I don't know what Miami Airport. Fort Lauderdale Airport going to be out of control because most people that fly to Florida, they fly to Fort Lauderdale. The Miami Airport, which is literally like maybe 35, 45 minutes away from the Fort Lauderdale airport, the Miami Airport is smaller. So it's not going to be as much traffic. You don't get as many flights out of the Miami Airport. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, bro. Trying to figure it out, man. I don't know if I want to dip out or what. Say 76, 77, 79. And I don't want to get caught up in this spring break BS that y'all got going on. Ooh, look at San Diego out here stunting on them, making them look like a box of powdered donuts. Oh, man, San Diego. I see. Oh, shoot. What's happening in Texas? What's happening in Texas? Austin out there making them all look like a box of powdered donuts. I don't see a cloud in the sky on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. Texas got them looking like a box of powdered donuts out here. Talk to them, Texas. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. That Cali weather is different, though. That Cali weather is different. This is perfect right here. 70 degrees, mid 70 degrees, and you chilling. You having a good time. You slow motion. I don't mind, man. Anything above 70, I'm good, bro. You said 92 too hot? Nope. I don't agree with you. I disagree with you. 110, 114 in the summertime in Las Vegas, that's too hot. This is cool. This is straight because it ain't no humidity. And so when you get into the 80s and maybe even to the 90s, you ain't got to deal with no humidity. So if you don't got no humidity like it be in Florida, that's the problem with Florida in the summertime, right? When you go down to Miami in the summertime, it feel like water is just on your skin. You know what I'm saying? It's like you just feel like it feel muggy. But when you go out to San Diego, when you over in Vegas, and it's this is dope because it don't feel like it's 90. It don't feel like 100. It feel like it's in the 80s because it ain't no humidity. And that's what the difference is. Anyways, make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me see what y'all talking about. Let me read some of these supers and also these cash apps. So we're going to get into the show. Cartier says, please tell us why it's not a good idea to buy a home in an upcoming neighborhood. East Cleveland has cheap homes and is slowly being gentrified. Listen, Cartier, if you're trying to buy a home based off of speculation, then any investment, not just real estate, not just stocks, crypto, if you're buying something based off of speculation, hoping and expecting for it to go off based off of somebody else participating and manipulating the market also, then you are making a grave mistake. You're making a grave mistake. You don't want to buy something in an up and coming neighborhood unless you plan to be there and you plan to live there. You don't want to speculate and then try to make an investment hoping that it turns around or hoping that it turns into something. You're better off putting your money in the stock market and letting it compound over a period of time and not having to deal with all of the fees that's associated with real estate. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to invest in like even when I invest in real estate, I'm not looking at the comps in the area. I'm investing, expecting for a long-term return and also trying to make sure I move my money around so I'm not getting caught up in the foolishness. But you don't want to speculate off of real estate and that be the way that you try to make your money. If you're going to live in a place, then just live in a place. If you want to invest in a place because you think that it's going to be a great place for you to be able to raise your kids or something like that, then that's one thing. But speculation gets you ran over every single time, bro. Every single time, man. That ain't what you want to do personally. That's my recommendation. You can do what you want to do. You're going to do what you want to do anyway. Cleveland got hit with a meteorite. Shout out to Brian, the filmmaker. Just a brown girl in America says, my Lord, we had a tornado warning here. The entire hood was in a house. We don't play about tornadoes anymore. Since one tore it up last year, we wasn't used to that. What are you talking about in the loo? In the loo. Levi the Paris says, Anton, on sir, when you got money, you make the weather change. You the weatherman, forecast bag of the money all day, every day, and let's go fun in the sun. But where would I go? Where I want to go? where I want to go. Tell me where to go. Tell me where to go. Bum, 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 bum. Y'all said it's a building on fire in, what'd you say, New York? New York roof fire.
To remain in the country. Another individual in Port.
Back to Midtown right now. We're just getting some new information on that fire. You can see firefighters on the roof. This is 5th Avenue and 42nd Street with that thick black smoke billowing into the air. It looks like it's an air conditioning unit that is on fire here. This is just 2 blocks. 5th Avenue and 42nd Street is 2 blocks, Hazel, from the start of the parade at 11 a.m. On 44th Street.
Oh, it is St. Patrick's Day, ain't it?
We do have a crew at the scene right now. Our Justin Finch is gathering information as we speak right now, but obviously FDNY crews responding to the scene right now, just as Dan mentioned, so close to the parade route. We're going to keep you updated throughout the day on Pix 11.
Also,
To remain in the country. Another individual in Port Huron arrested for fraud. A woman.
Hey, right now.
What time's your flight? What time did you get here?
I got here about 10 minutes ago. My flight leaves at 7:30. So.
Are you feeling good right now? Nervous?
I don't feel nervous. We'll just see what happens. Yeah.
Where are you going?
To the DMV area.
So you gotta get there though, right?
Absolutely.
And are you anticipating it there too, or are you really prepared for it here in Atlanta?
I was definitely prepared for it here. I'm not sure what it's going to be like.
I'm definitely not flying out
St.
of
Patrick's
Atlanta.
Day parade route. Fire crews responded to this fire on a high rise of the roof there. It's a building near East 43rd Street and Madison Avenue. It's where the fire looks like it started in a rooftop HVAC or air conditioning system. Video.
Shout out to New York, POS city right now. We're not worried about New York. We're not tripping about New York. New York is New York. You know what I'm saying? We're not worried about New York. Let me read some of these cash apps. I'm going to get to this other super chat. Look into getting a PS private suite membership. They have their own private TSA. Locations in LA, ATL, Miami, Dallas, and Paris. About $5,000 a year. A private suite membership? I've never heard of that before. What is a private suite? All right, let's see what a private suite membership is. Private suite membership, notably at PS, formerly the private suite, provides exclusive luxury access to private airport terminals, allowing commercial travelers to bypass main airport security and terminals entirely. Membership typically includes private TSA screening, luxurious lounges with meals and cocktails, and chauffeur BMW rides directly at the aircraft to the aircraft door. PS offers different levels, such as all access, $5,000 a year, or the salon offering preferred pricing on per use suite costs. It's a little steep. $5,000? $5,000. 30 nights complimentary for suite, 2-night complimentary for the salon, reservation priority, discount. Yeah, but what is it? I need to see what it looks like.
There's a spa if you want to freshen up, get a shower, and relax a bit more before your flight. But then in the private suite, it's the ultimate exclusive, extra private pre or post-flight experience. In here, you can relax, you can lay out, you can have your kids running around or your pet, your fur baby. You can also have a haircut, a massage, a manicure, a pedicure, all right here while you're watching the flights take off and land. Pretty much anything you can think of you'd need for your journey, they probably thought of it. Now for the prices. The salon membership, if you're more of a social person, will run you $1,250 per year. And then here at Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, the world's busiest airport, there's a new private exclusive terminal called PS. This is PS Atlanta, not your typical airport feel. As you can see, it's a whole other level. I mean, look at this space. Tons of room to lay out, relax, play some games, read a book, watch TV, eat some food, have some drinks. And remember, juxtapose this to what you would probably be doing in the terminal. This is different. I've already done a private TSA security check-in, and now I'm enjoying this more of a social area. This is the Salon Lounge. Here, you can enjoy elevated food, beverage options. This is crazy. Caviar, bubbly, all while you're waiting for the flight. It makes me want to miss the flight. All kinds of options. Compressed watermelon salad, roasted beet salad, a Reuben sandwich. Now this is so Atlanta.
Looks interesting. Here's the question that we got to ask ourselves. Do we think that it's actually worth $5,000? Because I'm going to be honest with you. The Chase Sapphire Lounge, the Delta Lounge in LAX, all of those lounges, all of those places is incredible. Honestly. I don't know if it, that's the thing. I don't know if it's worth it for $5,000. I wouldn't waste money on it just because you said locations in LA, ATL, Miami, Dallas, and Paris, about $5,000 a year. Nah. I think that the Delta lounges, the Sapphire lounges, the Amex lounges, even the Capital One lounges, I think that those are sufficient. Those are more than sufficient. And they give me, you know, all kind of perks as a result of it. So you're basically getting into those lounges for free because I'm a Diamond Medallion member. It's one of the perks that come along with being the Diamond Medallion because you fly so much. So I'm getting the Delta Lounge for free. And plus I get it on the Amex. And then I get the Chase Sapphire Lounge for free just because I got the card. And I get a whole bunch of rewards and I don't pay no interest on that card. And then I get the Capital One Lounge for free. And then I get the American Express Lounge for free. So I don't see why I would shell out $5,000 to hang out with a bunch of people. I mean, if you want to look at it from the lens of like, oh, maybe you might meet somebody networking and all of that. But even from that lens, you don't network like that. Your networking is supposed to be natural. You know what I'm saying? There go my brother. Listen. You know, let me show y'all something else. All right, we got to get into the show for real, y'all. You know what's so funny? My bro hit me up. And this is what he gonna text me this morning. Are you going to the Pistons-Lakers game on Monday? I said, of course. He said, I figured. And I said, you want to go? Golden State, all of those games, they gonna hit you up and say, hey man, so you going to that game? Yeah, I'm going. I figured. So then he gonna want me to say, why, you want to go, man? I got a ticket for you, bro. You want to go? I got a ticket for you too, my friend. So, yeah, I mean, if you offering, right. Let me see something. What's going on? Let me look at Cash App. I got to acknowledge the people on Cash App. Mike, that dude, I appreciate. Again, first of all, I want to shout out to Mike, that dude. Shout out to Mike, that dude. I appreciate you for holding me down, big dog. Molly, shout out to Molly. Molly in the building says you are amazing and thank you for everything. Shout out to my girl Molly. Said you are amazing and thank you for everything. Molly has been always very appreciative. She's always held me down, and that's my baby girl. Shout out to Molly. My girl Mimi said, be careful, AD. Don't be falling over and trying to kill yourself. We need you out here in these streets. Listen, if I fall over and hurt myself, the streets is gonna starve. They're not gonna be able to do no reactions videos. They're not gonna be able to say, oh my God, I wonder if Anton and Mimi is having sex together. They're not gonna be able to do none of that. So that's why y'all gotta pray for me. Even my enemies gotta pray for me, because the streets is gonna starve if I don't survive. Everybody gonna starve. Everybody gonna starve. That's why you gotta pray for me. Enemies gotta pray for me. My loved ones gotta pray for me, because if I don't, then that means that their income goes down by, oh my God, it's crazy. That means that they're gonna be broke. They ain't gonna be able to send their kids. I'm sending people's kids to college, bro. I'm sending people's kids to college. So you got to pray for me. I'm the college STEMI pack. Whiskey Pierre says, Anton Sir Shalom. Again, if you don't have private airplane and a pilot, it's a no-go unless you're looking to be a private citizen to do too much to fame. Man, I'm not about to pay $5,000 for that. I don't, unless I was just like, if I was able to get a corporate sponsor to pay for it or some shit, that's the real key. And that's on the next Patreon live stream. Really, not the Stock Club. Okay, so Stock Club is gonna be next. But the content creator live stream, the next one that I do, I'm gonna show y'all how to get these sponsors to basically pay for everything. They're gonna pay for your hotels, they're gonna pay for your flights, they're gonna pay for your lifestyle. The sponsors that you really want to chase are sponsors that you can leverage in real life, and you can just use it as a perk. But I'll get to that on the next content creator live stream. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Z Corp Alpha says, what do we really want in life? That's the real question. In the grand scheme of things, you want to make it to heaven while still being remembered. In the grand scheme of things, you want to make it to heaven and still be remembered. That's really what it comes down to. You want to be remembered. You want to make it to heaven. You want to enjoy this life, and you want to be productive. That's really what it is. Money is just a tool, so there's no need in loving it. And you want to make sure that the people around you is taken care of. Everything else is extra. Everything else is extra. Everything else you can put it as points on the board. That's really what it comes down to, bro. For real, everything else is fleeting. Like even hoes. Let's say sex, right? Sex is fleeting, and that's why we always chasing it after we get it. Sex is nothing more than a drug. It's a drug. It really is, bro. Because think about it. For guys, I don't know how I feel for women, but for guys, once you have your orgasm, it's like you snap back to reality and you ain't even thinking about shit no more. Like you back in the game again. It's like, all right, what next? Like, it's no point in chasing box because right after you get it, the millisecond that you get it, you like, all right, what's going on? What's next? Yeah, you get it's PNC, post nut clarity, or PCN, post nut clarity, PNC. And so that's what I'm saying. Everything is fleeting. So what you want to chase is the things that are meaningful long term, that's not fleeting. And that's not to say that sex is bad. It's not to say that temporary pleasures is bad. It's just that shouldn't be your priority. That shouldn't be the thing that you take, that you chase. You know, you shouldn't chase that. That's why I don't make that a big deal. It's just a part of the game. Said it's the same for women. Yeah, man, it's the same for women. I feel you. So that's really, thank you, Z Corp Alpha. All right, I'm gonna read the rest of the super chat shortly. I want to get into this show. Let me see what I got on the docket. I keep a list that I got on the docket. All right, so let's spend some time. Well, let's talk about spring break first. Before we start getting into the thick of things of what's going on, the rest of this nonsense is happening out in the streets. Let's get into the Iran stuff. And then we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about spring break. I was just seeing something from Joy Reid. So maybe we'll go into that, all of that. All right. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel with turn on your notifications.
Get furious. Beginning with Operation Epic Fury.
Israeli forces carrying out a fresh wave of strikes this morning in Beirut as they reveal a top Iranian official was killed overnight.
Yep. Chief foreign correspondent Trey Yingst knows the magnitude of this killing. He joins us live from Tel Aviv with the latest. Trey, this is big news.
Yeah, Brian, good morning. It's huge news. According to Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, top Iranian official Ali Larijani is dead. He was killed in a strike overnight, according to Israel's defense minister. This was probably the most significant strike, you could describe it, in the past week and a half, as the Israelis and the Americans are going after the structure of Iran's regime. Larijani was largely considered the de facto leader in the aftermath of the killing of Iran's former supreme leader, and uncertain questions about Mustafa Khamenei, the man who was elected to be the next supreme leader. Larijani was serving as the secretary to Iran's Supreme National Security Council. I can also report overnight the Israelis in a separate strike.
Hold on, wait. Let me look this up. Who is Iran's foreign? So wait a minute. This is the same guy that's been doing all of the interviews, right? No, not him. That's not him, is it? Is this the guy that's been doing all of the interviews? Nah, this can't be him. This can't be him. Is this him? Wait a minute, that's him. Okay. That's not him? Okay, so wait a minute. Let me go back. Because I just want to make sure all of these guys are starting to look the same. This ain't him right here? That's not him. All right, let me do a little bit more research. Let me see. Man, y'all can't tell me that ain't him. That is him.
Commander of Iran's besieged forces. This is a wing of the IRGC. His name is Ghulam Reza Soleimani, and he was responsible for commanding the crackdown on protesters. Video released, slammed into an air. There's people wounded.
Force gone, Navy gone.
He was out in the past week and a half as the Israelis.
Or maybe it ain't him. I don't know, man. Let me see something. Maybe it's not him. I don't know. Maybe it's not him. You're right. Maybe it's not him. All right, I'm with y'all. I just wanted to make sure because a lot of these guys I'm getting mixed up. It's not the same person. You're right.
And the Americans to Nahariya. This is very close to the border with Lebanon. And there was a large fire, as you can see in this video, at least 6 people wounded. President Trump yesterday was asked by Fox's Peter Doocy about this situation and efforts to degrade the Iranian regime.
If Iran, as you said, totally obliterated, got the missiles, got the first 2 rounds of leadership, Air Force gone, Navy gone, can we wrap this war up this week?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Will we?
I don't think so, but it'll be soon. Won't be long. And we're going to have a much safer world when it's wrapped up. It'll be wrapped up soon. We're going to have a much safer world.
The United States and Israel going after Iran and all of its proxies. You can see some aftermath video here in the Dakhil neighborhood of southern Beirut. That is a Hezbollah stronghold that continues to get hammered by Israeli forces. We also have some video of ground forces in southern Lebanon as the Israelis expand their ground operation against this terror proxy. A top spokesperson for the Israeli military saying this overnight.
We have prepared for this prolonged war. We anticipated that Hezbollah would open fire. I remind you that even before the campaign began, we had 5 outposts at the front of our communities along the northern border. Immediately with the start of the campaign, we strengthened the defense along the border for the northern communities in more than 15 different areas and have called up reserves in recent days.
A lot of developments here, but again, the headline today, Ali Larijani, a top Iranian official, killed in strikes overnight. A senior Israeli official tells me the intelligence leading up to these strikes is part of a joint U.S. and Israeli effort.
Yo, listen, who wants to continue to be a part of this foolishness? Why would anybody want to be a part of this, bro? Real talk. Yo, I don't want your promotion. This is one of the rare times in society and culture where you should not want to have a promotion and you don't want to get a pay raise and a bump in your clout. Anybody that takes on a certain position, anybody that's even around a person that has a position of prominence, if you even think about putting that title on your LinkedIn, you done. You done. The minute that you decide that you want to update your LinkedIn profile and you want to say, you know what, I'm the defense minister, or I'm the minister of the Strait of Hormuz, or I'm over Karg Island, wiped off the map, nigga. Wiped off the map. They don't have no leadership. They don't have no structure. They done turned into Afghanistan fighters. They throwing rocks now. They just throwing rocks. Don't update your LinkedIn. Don't put in no new job application. Don't take no raises, no promotions. Everybody stay where you are. You stay focused. If I was them in any leadership position over in Iran, I would actually, you know what? I was listening to a guy, and I'm gonna share that with y'all on the next subject. If I'm them, I'm a regular civilian now. I'm gonna go to the nose job people. I'm gonna go and get a new identity. I'm gonna be seeking asylum in a completely different country. I'm getting the hell up out of there, bro. They throwing rocks now. They throwing rocks at tanks. And this is for everybody that said, you know what? I don't know if the United States of America is ready for Iran. What? Boy, we have reduced that whole country to rubble. The only reason that we ain't go over there and just take everything, only reason we ain't reduced the country to ashes is because y'all got some stuff that we need and we like y'all people. Y'all ever seen some Iranian women? They gorgeous. They gorgeous. Some of these Iranian women that escaped and got exiled and is over here running it up, and they be on all of these social media platforms having conversations. They gorgeous. We sparing women and children right now. We like Iranian people. We like Iranian women. They gorgeous. They got a good disposition about themselves. Once they take them hijabs off, it be up. It be up. They take them hijabs off. It be like, you know, that Persian music. The snake charmers. They be charming snakes and shit up out here. You ain't never met an Iranian woman that's dope? Man, if you don't get up out of your hood, get up out your hood, big dog. Go and meet you in maybe it's because we in Michigan. It's such it's like the Middle East over here in certain parts of Michigan. If you go to a gas station, you're probably going to run into an Arabic, Chaldean, Iranian that is either working in there or running it. They all get chicken, Swarovski's chicken. They put a chicken restaurant attached to the gas station, all right, or attached to the liquor store. All of them got the dealerships. They all drive BMW 650i's drop top, or if you out in West Bloomfield, because believe it or not, they just like black people. We're so similar to Arabic, Chaldean, Iranian people as far as how they live their life over here. They dress like us. They gaudy as fuck. They're gaudy as fuck. All right. All of their women be getting Botox. They get lip fillers a lot of times. Once they take them hijabs off or whatever, and they talk just like us, they tribal. And here's the biggest part. Here's the biggest part of them. They don't all fuck with each other. Dearborn, Hamtramck, Troy Warren, West Bloomfield. They be out. The ones that get money, they in West Bloomfield, bro. They gaudy as fuck. They like chains. They wear their hair like Radamez and Juice. They all be wearing their hair like Radamez and Juice. And they don't all fuck with each other. The poor ones don't mess with the rich ones. And the rich ones don't mess with the poor ones. And it's not that they don't mess with each other. It's like they got classes. They got classes of them. You know what I'm saying? So, man, Michigan, it'll teach you a lot about the Middle East. It's so many Middle Eastern people over here in Michigan, bro. Out in California, it's a lot of Asians and Mexicans in California. In California, your Chase slip, when you go to the bank, it's in English and Chinese. It's in English and Chinese. Over here, you're going to have it, you're going to see it. It's going to be some jibber jabber on the sign. It may be in English or it may say halal. We serve halal meat here. It's been blessed. They got the Middle East is in Michigan. China is in California, and Mexicans is in California. Now Texas is Mexican City. Oh, they speak that Spanglish, or they try not to talk at all. The men is about 4'7". They do shoddy jobs. You can find nails all in your drywall if you look behind a wall. It ain't even screwed into a stud. It's just in the fucking drywall. You got a bunch of Mexicans in Texas. Over in Florida, Cuban. Hey, Cuban women. It's a bunch of Cuban women down there in Florida. Yep. It's a whole lot of Cubans. Cubans run Florida. Asians run California. The Middle East, they all go to Minnesota, Michigan, Ohio. Anybody in the Minnesota, they got, of course, the Somalis. So the Somalis went to Minnesota. The Middle East, they go to the Midwest. So they like to be in Ohio. They like to be in Michigan. They love Michigan. Dearborn, Michigan is the biggest Arabic city in the United States of America. And then over in New York, y'all got a bunch of Spanish chicks. Y'all love them Latin Spanish chicks over in New York. Them chicks that they just like black women, except they just talk faster. And sometimes they mix up their English with their Spanish, and they all fucking over in New York. And they all look like Rosario Dawson. All of them chicks is the frumpy ones, and they not all bad either. So don't try to make it seem like all of them chicks over there is bad as hell. They not. The black women act like Remy Ma, and the Spanish chicks got a big ass mouth, and they just be talking shit all day long, bro. All day long. And that's really to make up the United States of America. And then mixed in, you're going to have a bunch of white people. Either the white people is going to be moving into downtown because they like hippies, or they downsizing, right? Or the white people is going to be taking up all of suburbia. Now, mixed into that, you got the poor whites. So the poor whites are the real outcasts of this world. The only real outcast here in the United States of America, unless you drive a pickup truck, right? If you don't drive a fucking F-150 or a Chevy, then we don't want to hear from you if you're a white person. All right, but that is the makeup of the United States of America. And then sprinkled in the 13.6% of the population, you're going to have you, really, the salt of the earth is the affluent black people. Affluent black people have it all. We got it made. We got it made in the United States of America, bro. The affluent black people, you're only about 0.05, 0.03% of the black population, part of black people. And you guys, we have it good. Because people are going to automatically bow to us because they're going to assume that, we've went through something in order to get to where we at. Even if we Nepo babies, even if our parents have money, they're going to assume that we went through something. But then at the same time, you can speak the language. So if you over at the Kentucky Derby, or you're a part of the suites and all of this stuff, they're going to want to be down. Nobody wants to be down with people more than they want to be down with black people that's affluent. Black affluent women they love black affluent women can get black. Most black guys that's in the streets, they intimidated by them type of women, right? So they're gonna pop the balloon quick on the booth. If you can speak eloquently, if you're moderately educated and you fit and you have your own natural hair and you know how to not cake on your makeup, then you can be influent and you can go in anywhere. You can go all across the United States of America and win as a black woman. If you're an affluent black man, not a nigga that got money, an affluent black man, everybody want to be with you and all of the women gonna want to sleep with you. There is nothing you can't do in this country. Now, if you're an affluent white man, right, here's the difference. If you're an affluent white man, they gonna call you a colonizer, but the women is still gonna want to rock out with you. So you got to just stay in your little lane. You got to, that's why they say wealth is quiet, because you can't necessarily say, yo, I got money. If you say you got money and you a white man, then they're going to call you a colonizer. Look at this. He probably stole all of his land. Who was his grandfather? Cancel that motherfucker. We not putting tenderism on that nigga. That's the difference. That is the difference in a nutshell. Asians out west. Somalis way up north. Ranchers that got money, oil type of money, y'all might be in Wyoming. Y'all might be hanging out in Boise, Idaho. You can definitely make a lane for yourself down in Texas. Mexicans, you're going to be out in California, but y'all niggas love Texas. Love crossing back and forth across the border and trying to traffic some people in order to get some money and traffic some drugs. Cubans, I could find you niggas over in Miami, either trying to finesse somebody for a real estate deal, or you're going to be a server serving up some spaghetti somewhere, acting like you don't know English enough to be able to get you a good tip, but not to be accountable for what the fuck you're doing. And you're going to be disappearing if they put them alphabet boys out there to come and get y'all. Middle East, they coming up to the Midwest, baby. They coming up to the Midwest. Yeah. The Middle East, they love the Midwest. They up here in Michigan having a good time. Spanish chicks, they gonna head out there. Y'all got a mixture in New York, but y'all really love Spanish. And if black people feel like, you know what, I'm feeling real Mecca-ish, I need to go down and go to an HBCU. They're gonna go to DC, they're gonna go to Atlanta, they're gonna go to Houston. Motherfuckers ain't got no originality. They only tap into 3 cities. DC, Atlanta, Houston. DC, Atlanta, Houston. DC, Atlanta, Houston. Anytime a black person is going to move, you got about an 87% chance they're going to say, I want to go to Houston, Atlanta, or I'm already in DC getting it bust wide open. That's where they concentrate all of the chlamydia, herpes, and HIV, all in that area. Where do we want to go and find black people? Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. Houston, Atlanta. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Y'all not trying to be out there buying property near Martha's Vineyard. You're not trying to be over in these more affluent areas. They ain't got to do that. They want to be where they can go and get them some lemon pepper wings, because lemon pepper Lou Williams was at Magic City, so I got to be close to Magic City. Now everybody want to get carry out from the fucking strip club. Can you Me Too ass motherfuckers? This culture is so weak. Me Too ass motherfuckers. So weak. Oh man, we gotta go get some carry out from Magic City. You ain't never had Magic City wings, nigga. You ain't never had Magic City wings either. Shut up. Always trying to act like you done been somewhere and then did something. Nigga, you been in your hood your entire life. You ain't got out of the hood to save your life. Stop lying to me. You can't lie to me. You know what I'm saying? Can't lie to me. Always lying. Everybody got a deal down in Atlanta. Hey, man, I can either get you on with this producer, or I could show you how to flip homes, or I could show you how to start a podcast. And we going to go to homecoming till we 80. Hey. Niggas finish stomping the yard, go back into their mom's basement, Right back outside. Whoo! 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 And if you're not that, then you can be a gay pastor. One of the two. You always can reinvent yourself if you're down in Atlanta or you're down in Houston. And the people that don't want to be associated with people in Houston, a lot of times, they say they from Pearland or they from the suburbs. Niggas been stomping the yard for 60 years. Nigga, go home. Go home. All right. Gave y'all the breakdown of America from a demographic perspective. If you're not from here, you pretty much have an idea of what to expect when you get here. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications, bro. They love it. They love it. All right, we're going to come back. We're going to come back to Iran and how they continue to blow up people. Shout out to my dog, Fatty. We love Fatty over here. Team Fatty in the building. What up, though? Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I'm going to read the super chats in a second. Give me a second. Let me cook. I'm say who been telling you? I know about all of this shit. I know all of y'all fucked up places and what y'all got going on. All of that stuff. I know everything that I know the United States of the Americas. I know the United States of the Americas. I know it like the back of my hand. You can't lie to me. I know about Aubrey. I know about Pearland. I know about all of that. I've been on ATL for the past week. I done been to Houston too many times. I hate y'all motherfucking city. I hate how Houston is structured. I hate how it's set up. It's the most city that I've ever seen in my entire life from a strategic planning perspective. It's dumb as hell. If y'all ever been to Houston, it's so stupid. The traffic, it take you over an hour to get to one place to the next. That's the first thing that's bad about Houston. The second thing that's bad about Houston is downtown ain't even popping. It's the only city that I know of where people don't go to downtown. These motherfuckers hang out at the Galleria. These motherfuckers hang out at this spot, at that spot. You go to downtown, motherfuckers sitting there with a goddamn, I ain't got no cups on me. They got a cup. Can I have some change? Can I have some cheeseburgers? So how y'all not gonna focus on building y'all downtown up? But y'all got all of these stupid ass pockets, and everybody want to hang out at the Galleria. I said, what's wrong with this city? Y'all don't got no centralized location where you can develop this one place and then it spreads out. What the fuck is y'all doing? Somebody said Houston isn't bad. Yeah, if you want to get herpes. If you want to get herpes, listen, you're going to have the time of your life, bro. That's what I'm telling you. If you want to go to Houston, you're going to have the time of your life. For whatever reason, all of the black people determined that spring break was going to be in Daytona and in Houston this year.
This is the moment chaos erupts in Daytona Beach, Florida.
Look at the ants. Look at all of this. Look at this shit. What the fuck is going on, bro? Miami and South Beach says, listen, y'all not going to come down here and tear it up no more. So now everybody either went. Daytona was dead for a while. Listen, Daytona used to be back in the day. Back in the 90s and the 2000s, the 99s and this for the 99s and the 2000s, where you're working with some mess here. That used to be Daytona. Daytona used to be like motorcycles, all of that shit. That's when people used to be pulling up to Daytona. Daytona died for a while. Daytona died for a while. It wasn't until they kicked y'all out, y'all moved up to Fort Lauderdale to hang out there for a little bit. Fort Lauderdale started clamping down on y'all, said y'all can't come to our Airbnbs no more. So now they going back to Daytona, and they're going to Houston. Houston, spring break, and Daytona, that's the new spots.
This is the moment chaos erupts in Daytona Beach, Florida. Hundreds of people running across the beach Saturday after what appeared to be gunshots ringing out.
There were 0 gunshots on the beach because what they were doing was crushing a water bottle to make it sound like a gunshot to stampede the crowd.
The Volusia County Sheriff says it happened even with dozens of law enforcement officers in the crowd, later adding at least one weekend shooting was also spring break related. And in Port Aransas, Texas, police say a 17-year-old shot and wounded 5 people on a beach late Saturday night.
No one's running from gunshots.
But in Miami Beach, Florida, an iconic party town has worked on a spring break rebrand in recent years. And it seems to be working. Police say this weekend arrests plummeted almost 21%.
They kicked y'all out of Miami Beach, bro. No more wife beaters. No more dreadheads from out of town. If you're going to be a dreadhead, you got to be from Miami. You can't hang out in Miami and be a dreadhead. And so now, if you want to go to Miami or Miami Beach during spring break, you might have a decent time because they cracked down on that shit and they said, nope, we're not doing that no more. So now they're in Daytona Beach, shooting up each other, polluting the beaches, running away the sharks and the dolphins. Shout out to my girl, Brittany. You're going to see her on the show tonight. And they over in Houston.
Year over year, the city's surging resources, more police, DUI and license plate checks, but also parking and getting towed are more expensive.
The strategy that we implemented was an all hands on deck and a collective strategy involving not only the police department, but different city entities that made it very clear. We welcome you to our city, but if you decide to break the rules and break the law, you'll be dealt with accordingly.
Racing a new strategy to avoid scenes like this. Jesse Kirsch, NBC News, Miami.
On too. Well, spring break really turned chaotic in parts of Florida. Now dozens of arrests have been made and 4 separate shootings there have local leaders and law enforcement calling for a crackdown and tougher enforcement. Reporter Marley Capper is joining us live in Daytona Beach with more details. Marley, good morning.
Dave, good morning. You know, it's definitely been very chaotic here. A lot of people are flocking to Orlando. It's the top destination this year for spring break. And that means that the police officers and the sheriff's office have had to be full force on the beach. Now the county is asking the city to partner together to hopefully crack down on the chaos. The first week of spring break in Daytona Beach brought another huge unapproved party on the shore. People ran from what they thought were gunshots. The noise turned out to be from busted water bottles. The weekend ended with over 80 arrests for open containers, underage drinking, marijuana, and in some cases, illegal guns.
Don't look like a good time to me. And maybe it's because I'm old. Maybe it's because I'm aged out. But whenever you got to bring guns, whenever you're bringing guns and underage drinking, see, all the rest of that, we don't care about. But when you bring in underage people and illegal guns, all that says is YNs to me. We good. We're not doing that no more. We're not even entertaining this BS.
We arrested people from Alabama, from Georgia, from North Carolina, from South Carolina, from Florida. You name it, everybody was here. Hopefully the city will get in line with me, and we're going to declare that special event zone so then I could double that number with Daytona Beach, and we could really, really crack down.
Along with the heavier presence, he says the special...
See? Ain't nobody got time to fighting? Fighting? What y'all fighting for? Ain't the hoes here? Ain't the hoes there? I never understood how dudes... Them is the dudes, they came looking for a fight. They came looking for a problem. What you doing fighting with the hoes there? So you got all of these girls that's trying to give you some diseases for free. They're not even tripping about it. They either trying to trauma bond with you so that 10 years from now, they can get on TikTok and they can say, oh my God, story time. Put a hand down if you were on Daytona Beach in 2026. And it's this, now he wasn't that big yet then, but he's definitely hot, big time influencer today. But back then, he was a predator. And we didn't know. We went down to spring break because we were just curious and we didn't know. And they leave their hands up, or this is what they're doing. This is the other way that they do it. Story time. Story time. This is the time that, get this other makeup box. This is story number 9 of my 27-part series where we are talking about how I was assaulted by a narcissist. And they do that spray. They do that spray in the air. I was assaulted by a narcissist, and and we were on spring break on Daytona Beach. And girlies, tell me what you guys think about this new crayon palette from Target. But anyways, so for this one, we have to make sure that we get our brushes and our Teach Henley. 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. But girlies, so we're on spring break, and my friend decided to meet this guy, and his name starts with a T, ends with an R. Very big, has exactly 488,000 subscribers on Snap. Nigga, that's going to be you 10 years from now. 10 years from now, nigga, they gonna make a new platform. It's gonna be called Tactic. TikTok. It's gonna be called TikTok. 10 years from now, it's gonna be called TikTok, and they're gonna be doing a story time about the time that they met you and your friend down there in Daytona Beach. And they're gonna say, oh my God, I knew he was a narcissist. I don't know why the girl, tag him, find him. That's gonna be you. All because you was down there at the wrong place at the wrong time, and they're gonna find you, and this is gonna be your life.
Special event zone would bring stiffer penalties for broken rules. Mayor of Daytona Beach made a post on Facebook saying the youth invasion was unacceptable. He went on to say, quote, "It has been stated that it was requested by the sheriff that the area be designated as a special event district as a result of the planned takeover. I was not informed of any request to designate the area as a special district."
When I go on tour for my comedy special and I'm going city to city, it's going to be the funniest tour that y'all ever been on in your entire life. It's going to be the funniest tour. Y'all come in here and y'all crack up. Y'all go to the comedian page to see him whine about who messing with him, and it's the algorithm. It's the algorithm. They sending bots over here inside of the chat to tell me that I'm too negative. Y'all don't go over there to see this nigga talking about nothing that's relevant to make y'all laugh no more. Y'all go over there to see this nigga complain. Nigga, the real comedy is over here.
And would have been first in line to support the request. In addition to that, there were a total of 4 shootings in the area on Saturday alone. 3 people were hit, 2 teens and a 59-year-old man. No suspects have been named and no arrests have been made yet. We know that spring break travel.
My mom told me the same thing. My mom said that's how she keep her skin so straight and she ain't got to get no Botox. She said her whole life, she always does her face like this and up. And she said it keeps her skin, and she like 70. She said it keeps her skin tight. Real talk. That's what my mom always said.
It is about 46 days, so we expect more people to come to our beaches. The Volusia County Sheriff, Mike Chitwood, wants people to know that his department doesn't mess around. So stay safe, follow the rules, and behave yourself when on our beaches. Reporting live in Daytona Beach, Marley Capper, KTVU.
Be careful, man. Be careful, bro. They out there. I'm going to do a separate video tomorrow. We're going to go and visit Houston instead of visiting Daytona Beach. But my mom been doing that for the past, I don't know how long. She's been doing that for at least shit, my whole life. My whole life. My whole life she been doing that. Let me see. The old school women used to say that type of stuff. Make sure you pull your skin back when you're putting on your lotion.
Anton Daniels, what up, though?
What's up, Mom? I'm on a live stream. I got a question really quickly.
Sure.
When you putting on your lotion or your Vaseline at night, which direction do you put your lotion and your Vaseline on your face?
Everything goes up.
Why does everything go up?
Because gravity is going to pull it down just naturally. So you don't go with that. You go with up. Everything is pushed up as opposed to, or pushed up and out, as opposed to, you don't pull down and assist with gravity. Why? What's the question? I mean, what's the subject? You know, I got to know that.
No, the girl, this esthetician was just telling me that that's a trick from estheticians, is saying that you always go up on your face, not down.
You said trick? Why you said trick?
Well, because she's saying that that's the trick in order to make sure that you keep your skin tight.
Oh, yes. Yeah. That, see?
How long have you been saying that?
Since I was 20s. 20s. Yeah.
All right, bye.
Yep. Okay, bye.
My mom, at 70 years old, has been saying that. She's been doing that her entire life. You didn't know that, Keisha? See? We're also educational here. We're also educational here. Chase Alpha says the spray took me out, cuz then they do that spray. And I'll be like, oh my God. I study the culture. What up, Chase the Alpha? I appreciate you for the 2 ball. Thank you for supporting the platform. What are the specific Delta Airline Infinity Zones? Trying to know for the future. Sky Priority. Gotta have Sky Priority. TSA pre-check. Hold on. I can tell you exactly what it is. Rita could probably tell you better than, because Rita and Leslie is obsessed with it.
Hello?
Hey, I'm on a live stream. Why you not at school? What?
I had to do something today, and so
what?
I couldn't go. But I'm going tomorrow because I have to take a test.
Brother. What are the Infinity Stones, Les?
They're from Thanos, right?
No, what are the Infinity Stones for flying?
Infinity Stones for what?
The Infinity Stones that's on the Delta app.
Oh, like gold, platinum.
No, like TSA pre-check.
Oh yeah, we got all the Infinity Stones.
Do you know what they are? Do you know what they are?
It's clear.
Clear.
TSA pre-check, and then the digital ID, right?
Digital ID and then Sky Priority.
Yep, and Sky Priority.
All right, cool. Take your butt to school.
I gotta do something. I'm gonna go tomorrow though, for sure. I'm gonna go tomorrow for sure.
You went over budget. You went over budget on your shopping yesterday.
Bro, I'm locked in today though, and tomorrow, and the rest of the week.
You went over budget yesterday.
But we gotta think of new days, honestly. We can't be.
What do you mean we gotta think of new days? You went $300 over budget. You spent $2,800.
Oh
you spent $2,800 at the mall yesterday.
Oh my gosh, bro.
On 2 items.
All right. Why are you telling everybody? All right. My bad.
Nah, because you're gonna keep on saying my bad and you ain't gonna stop.
Right. I'm gonna stop. I told you I'm locked in the rest of the week. I told you.
You ain't even at school.
I said tomorrow. So starting tomorrow. But I got to practice today. But then, yeah. I had to go to the doctor's.
No. I gave you a $2,500 budget and you spent $28,000.
Oh, what is okay? It don't even matter. You get back to your live stream. All right, I love you. Bye.
Then they just hung up. Oh, don't have kids. Don't have kids. Don't have kids. Don't call me yesterday talking about, Dad, what's my budget for the day? I said 2. Can we up it to 25? Please, Dad. Please, 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 please. I said, all right, 25. And I called her later. I said, what is this? Why is it 28? Oh, Dad, that must have been the tax. Get the hell out of here, bro. But those are the Infinity Stones. Let me see what else is going on. Keep it real says, keep doing your thing, big dog. You're an inspiration. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Cuddy says, what up, Anton? You mean $5,000 for a watermelon salad ain't worth it? Hell no. I got a daughter that I got to make sure that I take care of. I got a daughter, bro. I can't afford that when I got a daughter. If y'all can afford to go into the private services lounge, then you do it, but just don't have a daughter if you're going to do it. Caramel Wonder says, good morning, beautiful people. The sun is shining. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Caramel. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, love. The more I like flies says, so your enemies see you like Frank Lucas when a dirty cop says, hold on, let me go back. What are you, crazy? Trying to bust Frank? We got to keep this cash cow around. Facts. My enemies is the police. Officer Howard. That's Lakeisha. Lakeisha is Officer Howard. Her name is Lakeisha. And it's so funny how she spelled her name. Her name is spelled Lakika with a C-A. Officer Lakeisha T. Howard. Shout out to my girl, Officer Lakika T. Howard, and Officer Brooks. Officer Frederick Brooks. and Officer Jackson. Yeah. Shout out to Officer Howard, Officer Brooks, and Officer Jackson. Aye, aye, sir. Got to make sure that we keep our streets clean. My name is Corey. Says, good morning, AD. Is Trump counterterrorism director resigning a part of the show today? I could talk about it. I didn't hear about it. What, did it just happen? I'll go and check it out. We'll pull it up. How many stories have we done so far? Your car? How many stories have we done? We did the blizzard. We did the blizzard. We did. What else did we do? What else did we talk about? Oh, we talked about the terrorists, the guy that died over in Iran. And then we also talked about spring break. We good. We got 3 stories in. We 3 in. We good. All right. We got to pick it up. I can talk about that. My name is Corey. I'll throw that in there. Mike says, what up, bro? Stock Club tomorrow. I'll be ready. If y'all not a part of the Patreon, I'll put it up there. So tap in. Right Path Good says, top of the morning to you, lad. A good Irish start down to the Rocky to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for St. Patrick's Day. I see you took. Now you'll Irish stick Shalahli. Listen, I appreciate you no matter what. Thank you for holding me down. TS Car Wash and Detail Services. AD, you should go to the Roots picnic, especially since Jay-Z is performing now. I went last year. It's a nice vibe. A Roots picnic? How do y'all know who's performing? It don't say who's performing. You know that's going to boom, right? You know that's going to boom, right? I might have to go. I might be there. Yo, I might be at the Roots picnic. See, this is the only way that I know what's going on in the streets is that I jump on YouTube, I start live streaming, and then what's Belmont Plateau, Philadelphia? All right. What did y'all say, the 30th and the 31st? Y'all ain't got no popping hotels, bro. I got the Westin. Oh, y'all got the Ritz? Yeah, y'all got the Ritz. I got an executive suite. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go. I could just tell you I'm probably gonna go. So I might go to Philadelphia and see what's happening. We'll see what's going on. AD, what's your note to self? I don't think I got a note to self. I don't think I got one. What do you mean? What's my note to self? I don't know what that means. Nola Grizz says, hey, Darth AD, saw yesterday you trying to go to the Derby. We already got a box. Come through. Y'all got a box? Send me an email. AntonDaniels413@gmail.com. Looking like I got a booked spring and summer. TS Car Wash and Detail Service, bet. AD, what is a common myth or misunderstanding about your profession and how you approach it, about how much work I got to put into it? A lot of people think that you just fire up a computer and that's just it. They don't know the work, the grind, the hustle, and the dedication to mastering your craft. Very few people can fire up a computer, turn on the camera, and talk about different subjects while at the same time being entertaining. Very few people. And even less people can do it by themselves. Most content creators, most people that got a podcast, they got to have somebody on it. They got to have a guest. They got to do all of that. Very few people can jump up here. Even the comedian, he got to have people to play off of. He got to have people that, do the switching of the cameras and all of that shit. It's very few people. Even Joe Budden will tell you. Joe will tell you it's hard doing it by yourself. It's hard. But very few people can jump on here and give value, give entertainment, help people to understand things while at the same time being educational and make it entertaining. Very few people can get you through your day and being able to have this conversation. They got to have callers. They got to have special guests. They got to have assistants. They got to have all of this stuff. Only other person that I know of that can do it, I can only think of two people right off the bat that can do it. I can only think of two people off the bat that can do it. Angry Man, that can live stream by itself, and Academics. Angry Man is the only person, Angry Man and Academics are the only two people that I can think of right off the bat that can do a 3-4 hour fucking live stream with no misses. 2K. Let me throw him in there. Number 3. I've never watched the Coach Greg Adams live stream where he was able to live stream for 3 hours straight, 3-4 hours straight. Myron is one of them. That's 4. Myron can do it. Probably Coach Greg Adams can do it. I wouldn't doubt it, because if he can do a 1.5-2 hour live stream, there's no reason why he couldn't cook up a 4 hour live stream. Lead attorney, that's 6. Lead attorney. Who else, y'all? Anthony Brian Logan is 7. Give me 10. Anthony Brian Logan. Give me 10. I said the lead attorney. Candace Owens. Tasha K can do it, objectively speaking. MTR. That's a dope 10. I like that. That's a dope 10. I like that. That's a 10. That's a dope 10 in the sector that can do it. And I'm sure it's more. That can do it, but it's hard. You have to be very, very, do you know that most people do panels because of that reason? Most people do panels because they have to, not because they want to. Most people do panels because they have to, not because they want to. They cannot cook up and run it up and take care of business. Most people do panels because they have to. Yep. We do panels because we love it and we think that it's a dope show. Can you do a Patreon with ET the Hip Hop Preacher? I got to reach out to him and see if he's going to come on. I'll reach out to him and see if he's going to come on. The More I Like Fly says, Yo, AD, where them shape-shifting Polish Cuban women at, though? Down in Florida. Down in Florida. AD, is this truth? The youth walk faster, but the elders know the way. No, the youth run and run out of breath, and the elders walk and know the way. That's what's true. Kay Cooper says, men really do pay attention to us doing our makeup. No. You know what it is, Kay Cooper? Because I've done so many, I've watched so many different videos that people sent me, and I've done so many reactions. And a ton of those reactions, all of the women do that same thing. They do the same layout. Mr. Law says, what kind of teach promo is this? Matter of fact, let's go to commercial break. I got to go use the restroom. I gotta use, when I was getting up to use the restroom, I fell and broke all of the stuff and broke the vase. Let's go to commercial break. What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I got to have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me? This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. All right. Let's see. Mr. Lott says, I always found it amazing how they could tell a 3-minute story while using 19 different products on one face. P. Shank says, good morning. Anton Daniels in the Millionaire Morning Show. When did school become an option? We have a perfect attendance. Or else says, Be a Man Podcast. Matt Funches in the building. Shout out to Matt Funches. I appreciate you. Key says, Yo, AD, I've been living in Houston since 05. Please go off and expose all of this mess. I'll definitely be active tomorrow, real time about it. Oh, we're going to talk about it tomorrow. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. Five Brown says, Yo, AD, pull up to Philly. Belmont Plateau is where Will Smith shot the Summertime video. Back in Philly, we be out in the park. A place called the Plateau is where everybody go. Hey, but I wonder, do they got preferred seating or am I going to be out there with the general public? That's the question that I got. That's the question that I got. You make what you do look fun. I love the background. It's because I love what I do. I love what I do. All right, let's weave in and out, ladies and gentlemen. We want to go over to the counterterrorism director getting fired. I'm getting two different perspectives right here.
Top counterterrorism official Joe Kent has resigned over President Trump's war with Iran. The director of the National Counterterrorism Center posted on social media saying, quote, Iran posed no imminent threat to the U.S. He also says it's clear we started this war due to pressure from Israel. Let's bring in White House correspondent Karen Travers for more on that. Senior Pentagon reporter Louis Martinez and ABC's Patrick Reevell in Doha, Qatar as well. Hi to you all. So, Louis, how significant is this resignation?
It's very significant, Diane, because this is a senior U.S. counterterrorism official, a top intelligence official in the administration, and he has been a very strong supporter of President Trump for quite some time. He's former Green Beret, former CIA. His wife actually was killed in a terror attack in Manbij, Syria, 8 years ago. And so he heads the organization that would determine whether there is a terrorist threat to the United States. And the fact that he says there was no imminent threat is very significant, because one of the justifications that the Trump administration has used is saying that there was an imminent threat being posed by Iran towards the United States. Now, they haven't specified exactly what they meant, but one of the things that they've pointed to is the nuclear threat, that Iran was on the verge of creating a nuclear weapon based off of their 400 kilograms of enriched uranium. So the fact that you have Joe Kent now offering his resignation is a strong indication of the division within the administration, potentially, of how the war is being carried out, and whether this goes against President Trump's campaign promises not to initiate a war and to end all endless wars. But again, very significant given his position. And especially, I think the key thing to point out is his notion that there was no imminent threat to the United States being posed by Iran. And so I think that again points to divisions within the administration as we're now entering the third week in this conflict.
I don't see a problem with that. I don't see a problem with that. Now, I know that that is going to be big news simply because there's a lot of people that disagree with the idea that Trump doing anything, whether it's proactive or reactive. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Now, before I get into whether I believe that Iran was an imminent threat or not, let me qualify it by saying that, let's say hypothetically that Iran was an imminent threat, right? And we're going to look at it from three different lenses. Let's say, for example, Iran was a threat and they developed ballistic missiles to the point to where they could really do some damage to people over in the Middle East, or they absolutely decimate or do something, or they sponsor some terror or something like that. And then a future president is going to come down the line, similar to how Trump is saying that Clinton should have dealt with Osama bin Laden on a live stream, and I'm gonna play that shortly. Clinton should have dealt with Osama bin Laden before 9/11, right? Then they can go back and blame that on Trump. Or let's say, for example, that they were an imminent threat and they really caused and did some major damage. Well, then they would hold Trump accountable for being incompetent, right? But then let's say that they were an imminent threat, but we'll never know it because Trump was proactive and dealing with them in the way that other presidents like Condoleezza Rice said should have dealt with him a long time ago. Then he's not going to get credit for that either. You know why? Because then there will always be people that say, well, we should have never done anything anyway because Iran wasn't an imminent threat. You damned if you do, you damned if you don't. There's never going to be a right answer. Before we even get into the idea of what an imminent threat is, there's never going to be a right answer. I believe, because I don't have any problem with the resigning whatsoever, I think that people have the right to be able to determine what, yeah, you could say yet. They weren't an imminent threat yet. But here's my question. Why do they need enriched uranium? Why are they trying, if they're not trying to develop, because imminent could be, let me look up the word imminent before I. Imminent means it's about to happen. It implies high immediacy rather than distant possibility, right? So maybe he's right. Let's say, for example, let's say for the sake of conversation, I agree with them 100%. They were not an imminent / immediate, about to happen tomorrow threat. But why are they still trying to develop nuclear weapons? Why do they have enriched uranium? Somebody said, bro, we got 5,500 of them. And what does that mean? We got them. You can't have them. What that mean? I would rather the police have guns than the people on the street have guns. The thugs have guns. Just because I got them don't mean that you can have them. We the police, nigga. You not the police. We the police of the world. We the controls will go around this bitch. We control this, not you. Somebody says North Korea has nukes as well. They shouldn't. I don't think that they should have them either. I sound crazy. I sound crazy. I'm not the one that is an American citizen sitting here caping for Iran. I sound crazy. Nigga, 30 years ago, I would sound like a genius when it comes to what it is that I'm defending and what I'm holding down. I got people in the chat right now that is sitting here arguing on the behalf of Iran. The form.
Mr. President, two more things. You were asked on 60 Minutes about the biggest threat that the world faces, that the U.S. faces. This is what you said.
Which foreign country do you consider to be our greatest adversary?
I think there's an obvious one in mind, which is Iran. Iran has American blood on their hands, okay? This attack on Israel, 200 ballistic missiles. What we need to do to ensure that Iran never achieves the ability to be a nuclear power, that is one of my highest priorities.
A number of experts thought you would say China. The FBI director had said that. But you said Iran. If that's the case, what do you say to critics who look at the actions of your administration and say you're not acting like Iran is the number one threat?
Well, I will tell you most recently, whether it was in April or in October, and then several hours on each occasion that Iran posed a threat to Israel, I was there. Most recently in the Situation Room, in the most recent attack, working with the heads of our military and doing what America must always do to defend and to support Israel in its requirement to defend itself and to give American support to be able to allow Israel to have the resources to defend itself against attack, including from Iran and Iran's terrorist proxies in the region.
Right.
And that is, and my commitment to that is unyielding and unwavering.
Critics just say that you either relaxed or failed to enforce sanctions on Iran, allowing all of this money to flow into Iran, like billions.
Let's go back to Donald Trump, who pulled out of a deal.
So while we sit here and have this conversation, somebody asking me, Anton, so why did you play that? Well, I'm gonna tell you why I played it. First of all, let me play that, right? Because that was the person that was running for the president of the United States of America on the Democrat side, right? Now, this is Kamala Harris just the other day while she was here promoting a book. Then she says this.
And Kamala Harris, former Vice President Kamala Harris and former presidential candidate Kamala Harris was in Detroit today promoting her new book. She also spoke with Fox 2 about the conflict. Take a listen.
Bottom line, when it comes down to it, is that if we want to stop Donald Trump with this random decision that he has arrived at, then Congress must act, and Congress must act immediately. The American people do not want our sons and daughters to go.
So while we sit here and go back and forth, This is what it sounds like to me when I'm listening to people that voted for Kamala Harris, most of you which, a lot of you which that are opposing this. Y'all will sit here and y'all voted for Kamala Harris, but here's the thing. You see how Democrats or people that have a completely different perspective when they were in power now have a completely different perspective in a 180 now that Trump is doing something about the thing that they said was the number one threat. So don't take my word for it. Fuck me. Fuck what I'm talking about. Both the Democrats and the Republicans agreed that Iran came out of their mouth. This ain't my opinion. Let's just take what they are saying. Let's take what the Republicans are saying, and let's take what both the Democrats are saying. Both of them said that Iran was the number one threat. They didn't say China. These are people that's been in the Situation Room. These are the people that see what happened behind the scenes. Biden said it. Kamala said it. Everybody said it. Trump said it. J.D. Vance said it. Marco Rubio said it. Everybody said it. Fuck what I'm talking about. They said it. They said it. They said it out of their own mouth. Fuck what I'm talking about. It don't matter what I think. I'm not in the Situation Room. I don't get to see behind the scenes. I don't know what's going on. They said it. They said Iran was the foremost threat of the United States of America. So if they said it, then how can you sit here and tell me that I'm wrong? Maybe you should say that all politicians are wrong. Fuck what I'm saying. I'm just going by based off of what the heads, the vice presidents, presidents, and the people that's been behind the scenes have been saying since 1979. Since 1979, Bush 2 said it, Clinton said it, Bush 1 said it, Obama said it, Trump said it, Biden said it, Kamala Harris said it, Mike Pence said it, Al Gore said it, John Kerry said it, Mitt Romney said it. Everybody said it, and Trump did something about it, and now all of a sudden, everybody is against it. So where am I off at? Where am I off at? All we can go by off of is what it is that we hear them say. They said it. Every single one of them said that they are the foremost. They fund terrorism. They done blew up American soldiers. They went against, they blew up Israel soldiers. They've been attacking Americans. They done killed Americans. They fund proxy wars. They've helped Russia. They built plants and they show them how to create drones that continue wars. All of this different stuff. They stole oil out of Venezuela. They've been doing stuff for the last 40 years. And we sitting here playing this game talking about, oh my God, they have never been an imminent threat. Then what the fuck are they talking about then? What are they talking about? See, the thing about the internet is that I can always, because I got that elephant memory, and I remember certain things that people said, and I remember certain things that was happening during the election, I can always go back and reference what people said. I can always go back and reference and see exactly what was said when it was said. Somebody said politicians lie. So what I'm supposed to believe you? You lie too. Am I supposed to listen? I like you, K Godfather. I like you, K Godfather. But for whatever reason, I'm not going to take your word over theirs when I'm looking to substantiate an argument as to whether or not they were the imminent threat versus what's being said from the FBI or from the counterterrorism director. They both agreed. They both agreed. Why are we sitting here playing this game? Why are we going to sit here and go back and forth about what all of these politicians have said? The only reason that they mad is because Trump is going to be the one to do something about it and get the credit for it. That's the only reason people are pissed, is because Candace Owens said something. Tucker Carlson is pissed about it because he was meeting with Iranian leaders because he had ties to the regime in order to be able to have certain conversations and get exclusives. And they used Tucker Carlson. The word on the street is that the Trump administration used Tucker Carlson in order to ensure them to get them all in the same room together and then bomb the fuck out of it. And then Tucker Carlson feeling some type of way about it. That's what the word is. That's what so many different people are saying. And I don't know how true that is, but don't believe Tucker Carlson because he feels some type of way. The word is that Tucker Carlson had just met with the Trump administration, and he had basically assured the regime over in Iran prior to negotiations of them disarming themselves that they were going to be safe. They all met in the same place, and then Trump fucked them all up and said, enough of this bullshit. I ain't going to keep on negotiating with terrorists. And Tucker Carlson is mad about it. That's what's really happening and why people are feeling some type of way about the whole situation, allegedly. Allegedly. So even they are compromised. Y'all taking all of y'all information from people that's feeling butt hurt because they want to turn against the Trump administration because Trump did something about them. No, nigga, you a pawn like everybody else. You can't have no ties to nobody. You can't promise somebody something on my behalf. They all got to go. They all got to go. And Tucker is he's emotional. And he can't let go. Tucker ain't going to get his exclusive with the Iranian regime like he did over there in Russia. He was over there meeting with Putin and having good conversations. Trump trying to stop a war. Trump said, all right, cool. No, we good. Everybody can meet okay. They can come out of their bunkers and they can all meet together. And we're so happy that we just had a conversation with them and we talked to the Iranian foreign minister and told him that everybody was going to be cool. Tucker Carlson over there allegedly making promises, talking about, no, you guys are cool. We're gonna make sure that we get things done. Trump said, hey, take them all out, all at the same time. One missile, take all of these niggas out, and we're gonna shut this shit down. We're not gonna keep on having conversations about Iran. We're not gonna be talking about it in 2079, talking about Iran is still developing nuclear missiles. We're gonna take this shit out. The real question that y'all need to ask yourself is it journalism or are these people committing treason? Because I'm questioning whether or not the people that we're promoting as the foremost ones that are giving us the truth are really just serving their own best interests. And it's not on behalf of the American people. It's because they want to make sure that they get their own money up, their own credibility up, their own visibility up, building up their own platforms and their own pocketbooks. Y'all keep on listening to these people. All I can go by off of is what I'm presented with. I make commentary based off of information that's presented to me in real time. You trust Tucker Carlson? You trust all of these people? You trust them? Okay. All right. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. I believe that we have to make a new decision every day based off of new information. And as I'm presented with new information, as I go back and I look at both what Democrats and what Republicans have said, you know what I'm listening to? You know what I'm realizing? That they were saying the same thing. And now people are mad because Trump is the one that did something about it. Trump is the one that did something about it. So just because I don't talk about certain things, don't mean that that's not what's being communicated. I hear everything. But I'm very careful about how I speak because I want to be sure about what I'm saying. I'm not just saying stuff just because I'm saying it. I'm not just communicating stuff just because that's what I want to. I didn't even want to talk about Tucker. Tucker Carlson wasn't on the docket for me to mention today. But I'm saying it because there's other conversations that need to be had, but I'm just not ready because I like to come with proof versus just coming with theory. Shout out to Slimmy. Oh, we gonna all disagree. What? Eric D, Slimmy, everybody in the chat, people that may disagree with me. When have we not had times that we disagreed? We're gonna still be friends after we get done disagreeing. And then we're gonna agree on the fact that these hoes is for the streets. I'm not timing. You see me? When we on the Millionaire Morning Show, you don't see me timing not one person out. You don't see me timing not one person out. I let everybody get their shit off. If they like it, if they don't like it, chat lives matters. I am all for the chat. I believe that the chat is the ones that make the show, and I don't time out the chat regardless of what they disagree with. You gotta be top of the line asshole to get timed out by me on the Millionaire Morning Show. Now I can't control. I don't be seeing what happened on After Hours in Room 9, right? I can't see what they doing inside of the chat. Quentin, Slimmy, all of y'all, they do what they want to do. All I can do is tell them, hey man, don't time the people. I'll let them get their shit off. As long as you don't talk about my daughter, as long as you don't talk about my family, get your shit off. Say whatever it is that you got to say. I don't care. I ain't tripping about it. I ain't tripping about it. Get your shit off. Get it off. I ain't got to disagree with you either. I'm going to disagree sometimes. I'm going to agree with you sometimes. But this is what we do over here on the Millionaire Morning Show. We agree. We argue. I don't want to be in an echo chamber. I don't want to be in a space where, shit, the people that I pay be disagreeing with me. Hard. Anton, no, man, you wrong on this. The people that I pay a lot of money disagree with me. That's how you know this ain't no echo chamber. You gotta at least appreciate that. You gotta at least appreciate that this ain't no echo chamber. That everybody is not in the same space and everybody ain't tripping about it. All right. We got to move on, y'all. We can't stay here. We got to keep it moving. I know it's a heated show. Shout out to My Name is Corey for bringing that story up. I appreciate you. Manny Plays PC says, what up, Anton? I'm about a half hour back and saw your new teacher commercial. You got me in tears. Yeah. Make sure y'all join the Patreon, man. We got an upcoming stock club coming up. It's already posted in the Patreon. Mark Hargrove says Dems posture on Iran out in the open, but supply them with uranium and money. They don't like Israel. No different than undercover agents with drug dealers. Let me see what else we got going on. Slimmy in the building says, and everybody you name is compromised. They all gave their pledge to a certain country. AD, this is all information from the same source. There's a certain country created in 1979. Do the math, bro. All right, well, you're going to have your opportunity to get it off on the Tuesday night to start the week off right. Y'all better tune in to After Hours tonight. Let me tell y'all about Slimmy. Y'all want to know the truth about Slimmy? Slimmy comes up on a platform on After Hours, and he tries his hardest. He be like this. I don't want to comment on this. And I'll be like, if you notice, I don't say nothing. I'll be like, okay, no worries. So let's continue, guys. So what else did we thinking? And Trump is really kicking ass in Iran, and they have real great friends with Israel, and Israel is partnered with the United States, has been fruitful. And then Slimmy be like this. He'll look up, and he'll go off camera, and then he'll eat some now laters or something, and he'll look back up. And he'll throw a little comment on, see, man, Israel's compromised, man. I don't skip it. And then Molly will start talking, and Molly started talking about Israel and the Epstein files. Because these motherfuckers is compromised, bro. This is Slimmy. Because these motherfuckers is compromised, bro. And I just be sitting there smiling. Because he only going to be able to take so much before he blow up. Then he going to be like, then it's it. Show us up from there. So really what y'all watching for is y'all waiting for the Slimmy moment. You're waiting for the Slimmy moment. Listen, you don't know who's going to be the star of the show at night. You have no clue who's going to be the star of the show. So you just got to tune in. You got to tune in. You don't know if it's going to be me. You don't know if it's going to be Molly. You don't know if it's going to be Q. You don't know if Brittany going to go off. You have no clue. Every single show, you don't know what's going to happen, and that's the intriguing part about After Hours on Room 9. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Subscribe to the show. It's going up 10:35 Eastern PM, maybe 10:45. Between 10:35 10:45, we're going to get it popping. Long Way ENT says, the ability to pronounce screen names of super chats make me feel like I can't read. I'm just used to it, bro. I've been doing it for so long. Right Path Good says, let's say there is Antichrist conspiracy that Israel and the USA are after those 400 kilos of uranium. I would much rather have USA have control than Iran. Shout out to Right Path Good. I appreciate you. Yeah, Brit is our new crash out, baby. You don't really get anointed to being a part of Room 9 until you don't make the cover until you crash out. So Brittany is going to be on the cover tonight. You don't make the cover of Room 9 until you crash out, baby. Vern says, since the 1979 Islamic Revolution, the Iranian regime has waged a sustained campaign of violence against the United States, killing U.S. troops, targeting diplomats and civilians, and plotting attacks on American soil. That's a fact. Thank you, Vern. Thank you, Vern. Thank you, Vern, for giving them the truth, that truth serum. And I will say the Millionaire Morning Show is one of the greatest shows on earth. It's definitely the greatest morning show on earth. All right, y'all, let's pivot over to, let's get her off our screen. We don't care about Cam. Trump was talking about different people in different countries not getting involved or choosing not to get involved. And I thought it was pretty interesting. And so I want to add this as a part of the conversation.
Very much. Please, Susie. No place like the White House. Do we agree? Right, Mr. Kraft? No place like the White House. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it. And we'll maybe discuss a couple of general topics. This is a board meeting for the Trump Kennedy Center.
Dear Danielle, you want me to go back into the studio? You want me to go back here? All right. I'm going to give you some shirt options for tomorrow, okay? I'll give you some shirt options for tomorrow.
But we'll go into a couple of other things that we have the media present. It's always present, unfortunately, constantly. And I'll say a few words about what's happening in the Middle East. And if you have a couple of questions, we'll do that, and then we'll get on with our board meeting. So thank you very much for being here. We have a wonderful group of very, very smart, talented patriots at this table. Our powerful military campaign to end the threats posed by the Iranian regime continued in full force over the past few days. They have been literally obliterated. The Air Force is gone. The Navy is gone. Many, many ships have been sunk. They're warfighting ships, but I guess they didn't know how to use them. And anti-aircraft is decimated, their radar is gone, and their leaders are gone. Other than that, they're doing quite well. They've been a terror for 47 years, and now I guess the world, through the United States, with the help of Israel, is doing what should have been done many years ago. Should have been done many years ago. Since the beginning of the conflict, we've struck more than 7,000 targets across Iran. and these have been mostly commercial and military targets. We've achieved a 90% reduction in their ballistic missile launches and a 95% reduction in drone attacks. The missiles are trickling in now at very low levels because they don't have too many missiles left. We've also attacked the manufacturing plants, where the places where they manufacture the missiles and the drones, and that's going on today. We just hit 3 of them today, and it's getting very hard for them to manufacture. More than 100 Iranian naval vessels have been sunk or destroyed over the last week and a half. That has to be some kind of a record. Additional strikes continue to launch from all directions every single hour. And as you know, we attacked Karg Island and knocked it literally, destroyed everything on the island except for the area where the oil is. I call it the pipes. We left the pipes. We didn't want to do that, but that we will do that. We can do that on 5 minutes' notice. It'll be over. But for purposes of someday rebuilding that country, I guess we did the right thing. But it may not stay that way. Just one simple word, and the pipes will be gone too. But it'll take a long time to rebuild that. We are aggressively dismantling Iran's defense industrial base, and ability to rebuild its missiles and drone capability is getting down to close to zero. And we're hammering their capacity to threaten commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, with more than 30 mine-laying ships destroyed. We hit, to the best of our knowledge, all of their mine-laying ships. Now they can put them on other types of ships, I guess, and drop them in. But we don't know that any have even been dropped in. We're not sure that any have been. That's a big negative for them if they do it. It's a form of suicide. But we don't know that they have dropped any in. But we've hit all 30 of.
Somebody said Trump is the war president. Nah, Trump is just cleaning up the mess that people left that should have dealt with this stuff appropriately. He shouldn't have had to deal with this in the first place. That's the truth. That's how you frame that. He's cleaning up the mess of the people that came before him. None of this stuff happened on his watch. He's just the person that have to deal with it appropriately. He got to deal with fixing Clinton's mess and selling off the United States of America and the housing market. He got to deal with cleaning up Obama's mess when it comes to pushing LGBTQ propaganda and ensuring that men can go into women's bathrooms. He got to clean up Bush's mess, in which he never rebuilt America. He just did what Clinton did and continued to sell off the housing market. He got to deal with Biden's mess with inflation and illegal migrants coming into the country. He got to deal with Bush 1's mess and allowing for Iran to continue to exist all the way to the point to where it's now developing and helping Russia with its drone program. Trump is the cleanup man. He the cleanup man. That's the difference. He fixing all of the shit that everybody before him left in the wake.
Their ships and destroyed them. They're all at the bottom of the sea. We strongly encourage other nations whose economies depend on the Strait far more than ours. You know, we get less than 1% of our oil from the Strait, and some countries get much more. Japan gets 95%. China gets 90%. Many of the Europeans get quite a bit. South Korea gets 35%. So we want them to come and help us with the Strait. We have it in very good shape. The countries, I said, we've already taken care of Iran, but now because of the fact that literally a single terrorist can put something in the water or shoot something or shoot a missile, a small missile, and it's fairly close range because it is a tight area, and which is one of the reasons they've always used that as a weapon. Iran has always used that as an economic weapon, and it's not going to be able to be used very long. Numerous countries have told me they're on the way. Some are very enthusiastic about it, and some aren't. Some are countries that we've helped for many, many years. We've protected them from horrible outside sources, and they weren't that enthusiastic. and the level of enthusiasm, it matters to me. We have some countries where we have 45,000 soldiers, great soldiers, protecting them from harm's way. And we have done a great job. And when we want to know, do you have any minesweepers? Well, would rather not get involved, sir. I said, for 40 years we're protecting you, and you don't want to get involved in something that is very minor. Very few shots going to be taken because they don't have many shots left. But they said, we'd rather not get involved.
Somebody said, imagine the head of your company talk like this. Nothing sounds like the truth. Well, here's the problem, is that you so used to companies and politicians speaking so vaguely and not speaking directly to you about what's really happening that you've now adapted to that being the truth, to companies saying that they got your best interests at heart before they lay you off. I'd rather get my news straight talk. See, you used to Biden. Biden was completely gone. We didn't know what was going on. They was working behind the scenes. We don't even know who was controlling Biden. And you're used to people just telling you anything, and then they doing whatever it is that they want to do behind your back. Y'all not used to masculinity no more. We are a feminine nation. And so now people are feeling some type of way when he comes straight out and say, hey, this is what it is. This is what we doing. And this is why we don't fuck with them. And you like, oh man, imagine somebody talking to me like that. Ain't that the way that your daddy talked to you? Or maybe you didn't have a dad. Your dad didn't give it to you straight talk? You used to your mom. Mom used to tell you, oh, baby, it's going to be okay. Dad said, nah, it ain't going to be okay unless you make it okay. Y'all not used to men being men. You're not used to men being men. Hey, man, you know what I'm used to? You know what they used to do? I'm used to growing up in the hood and the hood is not a monolith. There's so many different people that grew up in the ghetto, but everybody is not a hood rat, okay? But this is what I was taught, right? From my OGs, from the Sconies. They said, Anton, you can't ever get in the drug game because you're going to have to do some stuff that you don't want to do. I said, why is that? He said, because people are going to continue to try to push your buttons. He said, I said, why y'all can't, and this is the honest to God truth. I asked the dude one time, his name, I asked the guy one time, and he was real cool with a lot of the different people. And I said, bro, how come you don't just focus on making the money? And why do you focus on your ops and all of this stuff, right? And he said, Anton, he said, because if you in the game for any amount of time, at some point, somebody gonna try you, somebody gonna rob you, somebody gonna run off with a pack, whatever, right? And I said, well, what do you do if that happens? And I was very young. I said, well, what do you do when that happens? He said, I got to either kill them. He said, I got to beat them until they almost half dead, or I just got to make an example of them. He said, and I got to do preventative. He said, I might even have to do some shit to prevent me from getting robbed. He said, because you got to instill fear in these niggas, and you got to help them to understand that they can't run off with the pack. He said, the minute that they run off with the pack and you don't do nothing, you got to get out the game. I said, why is that? He said, because everybody gonna look at you as fool. Everybody gonna look at you as fool. He said, so you gotta deal with these people. He said, you're gonna have to do some stuff either proactively or reactively, but somebody gonna have to get hurt or else it's gonna be you. He said, if you don't hurt them, they gonna hurt you. That's just the name of the game. You can't be in the game unless you get your hands dirty. And I said, okay. He said, your reputation is more important than the actual operation itself. He said the reputation is the thing that actually prevent people from actually robbing you. He said other people gonna have to know you don't fuck with us. You can't fuck with me. Because if you mess with me, we gonna come after you. Part of the reason why we got nukes in the United States of America is not so we can use it on other nations. It's to let other nations know that we will use them if we have to. So shut the fuck up or don't try us. It's a preventative measure. Somebody said, well, the United States of America got nukes. Yeah, it's because we got to let the world know, listen, you can't come over here. You can't do this. We will fuck up your whole shit. If you come over here, you're going to have to be willing to kill everybody in your own country because our shit is set on automatic. Sometimes when people target people in the street, when serial killers, when traffickers, when robbers, when they tend to look for the weakest amongst you. Sometimes being strapped, sometimes being ready is not about if somebody gonna come in. It's about being preventative and letting people know that you better not come in here. Every building in your downtown area or whatever, you know that they could put up cameras to where it's not seen. They can hide their cameras if you want to. Do you know why you can see the cameras? Is because they want you to know that they're watching you, so that it preventatively prevents you from doing some shit that you're not supposed to do, because they don't want to have to come and arrest you. It's a deterrence. It's not about whether or not, listen, part of this display is, okay, Iran is also a threat, but every once in a while, you got to bust it out. That's why they show you coming into the store. That's correct. That's why they had the screens up there. It's to prevent you from stealing, not to have to catch you once you start stealing. Every once in a while, you got to bust a move on a nigga and let them know, hey, we still the #1 power in the world. Hey, we still got the toughest military in the world. Hey, we'll still come in there and get your bitch ass if you over there trying to make weapons of mass destruction, or you keep on saying death to America. Every once in a while, you got to bust it out, or they're going to think you soft. They're going to think that you ain't about that life no more. Oh, man. You don't think that they watch American media and they watching y'all motherfuckers on social media saying, oh, man, we shouldn't invade Iran. They not a threat. You don't think that they play on that? You don't think that they know that our politicians, in most instances, unless you Trump, have to get buy-in from the people before you can do something else because they focus on popularity? One of the reasons why Governor Kathy Hochul is not working with Zohran Mamdani is because she know that his issues are unpopular for her being reelected as governor. So one of the things they keep saying is, well, she's not going to raise no new taxes while it's an election year. Why? Because she's trying to get reelected. That's the story of life. You know why James Harden is playing so hard right now? You know why he is buying into the team concept? It's because it's a contract year. And he's trying to get a new contract. It's the story of life. It is the story of life. They watch our media just the same as we report on it. So stop thinking that the world is only as big as your social media circle and the people that you have conversations with. They probably seen your tweet and letting that inform them on whether or not the sentiment in America is that they're going to attack or not. Because they know that Biden was weak. And they knew that Kamala Harris was weak. And they knew that Obama wasn't that weak. He was bombing on Libya. They knew that Bush wasn't weak. He would just bomb on anything. They knew that Clinton was weak.
I just want the fake news media and everybody else to remember that was said, because I've been a big critic of all of the protecting of countries, because I know that we'll protect them, and if we ever needed help, they won't be there for us. I've just known that for a long period of time, just like I knew about the Strait, that it would be a weapon, which I predicted a long time ago. Predicted all of this stuff. You guys were very generous in that. I predicted all of it. I predicted Osama bin Laden would knock out the World Trade Center. I made that prediction a year before he did it. I said, you better get him. He's a bad guy. I watched him be interviewed one time, and I said, that's a bad guy. You better get him.
Ma'am, we already reported on it. Just because you came in at 2 hours and 40 minutes into the show and telling us that we need to have a conversation about this shit, don't mean that we didn't already we already talked about it, bro. We already talked about it. Catch the fuck up. Catch up. That's why you sound weak. That's why you look stupid, because you just saying shit, and we didn't already had a conversation about that an hour and a half ago.
Him 1 year before, exactly. I wrote it in a book. You can even check about a year before the World Trade Center came down. President Clinton actually had a shot at him, and he didn't take it. Unfortunately, I'm not blaming him for that, but he didn't take it. And he ended up knocking down the World Trade Center, but I predicted that too. I predicted a lot of things. We strongly encourage other nations whose economies depend on the Strait for blood. I mean, you know, these people literally need it. 95% of their energy or their oil comes out of the Strait, and they should be in here very happily helping us.
I agree. I think that they should, because they are the ones that's going to benefit the most from what's happening over in Iran, or us taking action in Iran. DSO says, y'all Republicans, once again, are no different than Democrats. Delusional, live in an echo chamber, ignorant, and willing to die on your sword. Well, you got one part right. You should be living. You know, somebody say something to me. They put the same comments on Room 9 all the time. And one of the comments that they say is, Anton always think he right. Anton is always going to argue he always think he right. That's a fact. Otherwise, I wouldn't be arguing so fervently for it. So you argue something and you think you're wrong at the same time, then that means you just need to either bow out of the conversation and shut the fuck up and let somebody else clip your balls for you. Why wouldn't you think you're right if you believe what you believe? That's the one thing you got right, is that is a sword that I'm willing to die on, because I truly believe it unless I get new information that leads me to believe otherwise. That's what's called being a man. That's called masculinity. Now, the part where you're wrong is that we live in an echo chamber, because there is no, that, in my opinion, of all of the things in this whole little soliloquy that you wrote, that is disrespectful, because there is no echo chamber over here. There is no echo chamber over here on the Millionaire Morning Show. That's disrespect. You didn't even disrespect me. You disrespected the chat. You disrespected the chat. The chat should feel absolutely, positively disrespected by the fact that he just told y'all that y'all live in an echo chamber. How y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about DSO 1071 with no fucking profile picture? How do y'all feel about DSO 1071 telling y'all that y'all live in an echo chamber and y'all can't think for yourselves? How y'all feel about him telling y'all that y'all live in an echo chamber and y'all just all agree with the same thing? Now, I believe that that's the disrespectful part, because the one thing I know about my chat is that we don't live in an echo chamber, ever, ever. You may disagree. I might be wrong. You might be wrong, but we don't live in no echo chamber. If I lived in an echo chamber, I wouldn't even let you talk in this chat. I would have timed you out a long time ago. Don't time nobody out. Don't time nobody out. I'm so outside of the echo chamber that when I do make a show, I ain't gonna keep doing it, because every time I do a show where I say, well, y'all call in and tell me how I'm wrong, y'all niggas don't say shit. Y'all don't call in. Y'all be scary. And the main people that be disagreeing in the chat don't even come up here and say nothing. They don't say nothing. They somehow mysteriously disappear from the chat. They not typing no more. They don't do none of that. Every time I drop the link in the chat and I say, all right, well, tell me where I'm wrong on. Tell me where you got smoked. They don't say shit. They disappear. They don't say nothing. They shut the fuck up. And all of a sudden, they had to go back to work at the time. They never call in. Ever. They never call in, ever. I wanted to talk about Cuba, but I might save that for tomorrow, because I just seen this something about Joy Reid was saying that. I'm going to read the super chats in a second, y'all. Joy Reid on why white men don't go to college. I literally just seen it. She talking with Is this Godfrey? On some African channel, 154 Africa. Have y'all seen this? Somebody said we'll be vacationing in Cuba soon. Yeah, after they get their infrastructure back up. I'm going to say that for tomorrow because I ain't got time to deep dive into that. I'll say that for tomorrow. Let me see.
The thing that's so crazy is that functionally affirmative action and DEI mainly benefited white women.
She got immigrants make America great. What does that say? Make America something.
So crazy is that functionally affirmative action and DEI mainly benefited white
women. Affirmative action was different than DEI. Affirmative action was specifically for black people. Affirmative action was not supposed to be for white women. It was turned into something that was leveraged for women and white women once black women started becoming a poster child and participating in it. That's the truth of what affirmative action did. Affirmative action directly was the result of the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement was hijacked. I tell y'all this all the time. It was hijacked by feminism, and affirmative action then became inclusive, which then was rebranded into diversity, equity, and inclusion. So this woman right here in particular is a part of the problem because we never needed your help, and what was specifically for black people and was needed for black people at the time because they were being discriminated against. That's the difference.
So we didn't even benefit disproportionately. We actually didn't. And now that
why are they fighting so hard for it?
But we are being hurt disproportionately because when they say we're getting rid of DEI, it's interpreted by these C-suites as fire all the black people.
Yeah, and then I don't know if the lower courts or somebody, but I know the Fourth Circuit ruling reshaped the organization and approach of DEI, right? I think going up against what Donald Trump was trying to do with DEI. Was there a change and movement in that?
I mean, to me, it almost doesn't matter what the courts say because the way that companies are interpreting it, the way Hollywood is interpreting it, you're hearing all these stories out of Hollywood. Just don't greenlight black stories.
Right.
Just don't hire black actors.
Period.
My sister's an actress, June Carroll, by the way, hire her if you're making a movie. Yep. She's amazing. But I mean, it's like they're hiring fewer of us. Yep. They're giving fewer.
So wait a minute. Just because your sister is an actress don't mean that she good. Fuck, Michael B. Jordan just won an Oscar. Sinners was booming. People was happy for Michael B. Jordan. They opening up the checkbook for Ryan Coogler, and they gave him the first deal of its kind and allowing for him to basically maintain control and power over his franchise while benefiting from it on the back end. What the fuck is you talking about? It don't have nothing to do with black. They don't see you black and say, oh man, don't get black. They trying to figure out how to make the most money. This don't even make sense to have this conversation right after Michael B. Jordan just won an Oscar. My sister is an actor. So is the crackhead white woman on meth that I just seen on Hollywood Boulevard that didn't make it in the industry.
Of our script green lights.
Yep. Oh, it says immigrants make America better. And that's because her parents was not from the United States of America when they came over here. I don't know if they came over here legally or not. But she admitted that she is the child of an immigrant parents that moved here in the United States.
They're giving fewer of our stories, making fewer of our stories.
They wanted to do
because they interpret
black.
And it's not even that Trump, signed a law saying you can't hire black people, but this is the way people are complying.
Well, that's just it's always been in them. They're like, just give us the go. Yeah, just give us the go. No blacks, ha ha. But they're not going to touch the NFL and the NBA.
Oh no.
Because I was hoping. I think you should fire all of them too, and we form our own league.
Right.
We were like, well, don't touch the NFL.
No, wait, hold on now. Don't get.
Does people consider Godfrey a thought leader in this space, in the content creation space? I know that Godfrey is an incredible incredible comedian, and incredible impersonator. But do people actually listen to Godfrey and they say, man, that's a deep dude. I'm so glad that Godfrey chimed in on this because he definitely gave us something to think about that allowed for us to think differently about something that we wasn't thinking about in the first place. Does anybody listen to Godfrey outside of his impersonations of Steve Harvey? And I'm not dissing him. Let's be clear. I'm not dissing Godfrey. I don't have any smoke for him. I don't have anything negative to say about him. I'm just genuinely asking a question if he is a person that people think of as a thought leader, because I'm trying to understand what is the pairing between Joy Reid and Godfrey on this African channel.
We don't want the score to be 1-3.
Right.
We
Yeah, hold
still
on
need
now.
dunks and
Don't
stuff.
go crazy.
Jesus, who's going to catch? Yeah, we don't want to. Yeah, you notice sports was
They left it alone.
untouched.
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 Yeah, I know.
Because I said, why don't we? How come it's still black? Why is the NFL still 70? You know what I'm saying? Because it's if they're, whenever they're
I'm asking a genuine question. I'm not dissing. I'm genuinely asking a question.
benefiting monetarily, sexually, or whatever, that's when it's good. But if they don't see, if we have autonomous happiness, then it's like, oh,
you gotta end that.
You ever see it in a restaurant when black people are by themselves happy? They go,
how am I dissing him?
They're making a lot of noise. They go, you are too.
Right.
You were too. It's like,
and you're
black.
complaining.
Right.
And you're complaining.
Right. But it's like when they see us, they say, get out of here. Okay, we'll get out of here. Get out of our town. Okay, we'll go build our own. Let's go burn that. What are they doing?
We gotta burn it. Right.
Because we're running rent free in their heads every day. We run rent free.
Yeah.
This is all facts.
What do you think the long-term impact is going to be with affirmative action and the removal of affirmative action?
I mean, so I'll give you Harvard, for instance.
Okay.
Affirmative action was removed a long time ago, way before Trump ever became president of the United States of America. Let me not say that. Affirmative action was removed before DEI. Affirmative action was gotten rid of before Trump became president a second time. I'll have to do some research exactly on when it was removed and when it no longer became a thing. But affirmative action was out of there a long time ago.
The class the last affirmative action class at Harvard before the ruling went through had about 14% black, and when I went, it was 6% black. So it improved to get close to parity in our population. But it was 27% Asian Americans.
The Supreme Court ended it in 2023. So Trump wasn't even in office. Trump wasn't in office when the Supreme Court ended affirmative action. Specifically, ruling that Harvard and the University of North Carolina's admissions program violated the Equal Protection Clause, while some states banned it earlier, starting with California in 1996. Now that ruling applied nationwide. So it's almost like marijuana laws, right? Because with marijuana laws, a lot of states legalized it, but it's still not recognized on a federal level, if I'm not mistaken, right? The feds still said having an ounce of marijuana was illegal, but different states said, nope, we're not tripping off of it anymore. So in 1996, affirmative action was already done in California, which is one of the most liberal states. One of the most liberal states that you can be. It was officially abolished in June 2023 when Biden was in office. All right. So let's make sure that we got our facts right, because I know they want to blame everything on Trump.
And people are 5% of the country, but they were 27% of that incoming class. After affirmative action, those numbers are roughly the same.
Same, right.
The numbers of white men have gone down.
Yeah.
And so it hasn't worked out. And so now you're seeing the Stephen Millers of the world look at these elite universities. And
I realize that Godfrey also is he's like ad-libbing. He's like a hype man. I'm not really sure if Godfrey really has a point to make. It seems like everything that Joy Reid is saying, which is horrendous in itself. It's like he's just this hype man. Yeah.
After affirmative action, those numbers are roughly the same.
Same, right.
The numbers of white men have gone down.
Yeah.
And so it hasn't worked out. And so now you're seeing the Stephen Millers of the world look at these elite universities and not see the number of white men increasing. And now they want those universities investigated. But what they're leaving out of the story is that for a generation, people like Stephen Miller, people like the late Charlie Kirk, have been telling white men, don't go to college. They've been telling them it's a waste of money. It's an indoctrination factory to turn you into a liberal, to make you woke.
I don't know if they were saying don't go to college. I don't remember Charlie Kirk because he did a lot of speeches, so I'm not going to say that he didn't say it. That's a fact. Most places, most colleges became indoctrination camps for the liberal. I don't remember them ever saying don't go to college. When did Charlie Kirk? I don't remember Charlie Kirk ever saying don't go to college. Matter of fact, Charlie Kirk leveraged the college campuses as one of the biggest recruitment grounds for his nonprofit. I don't remember him saying not to go to college. I remember him saying get involved with Turning Point USA on college campuses.
And so white men are self-selecting out of college. And so now when you open up the opportunity to go to Harvard, the people who are prepared to go to Harvard, who are busting their ass in high school trying to get good grades, are immigrant kids who they're chasing away. You know, the international student body is plummeting. And that's what keeps these schools open, because the international students, like our parents, the government paid their bill.
Yeah.
There was they weren't paying for it. My father got his education because the government of the Congo paid for it, then Zaire. Yeah. And so when you take the kids coming from China.
Go back to fucking Congo then. Go to the Congo. Why are you over here? Why, if the government in Congo was so great and that education was going to manifest itself to being something great for your father in the Congo, then why are you here? Why did your parents immigrate to the United States of America?
China, that full payment from the Chinese government is gone. And the American kids who need student loans, who in many cases aren't even prepared for college, you're now whittling it down and you're expecting white men to carry the burden. I mean, if I was a white guy, I'd be kind of offended. You want me to be all the pilots. You want me to be all the people in the Defense Department. You want me to do all the jobs. I got to be every job. I got to go to all the Harvards. I got to do all these things. And I've been told for a generation, don't even go to college at all.
Yo, I don't know if y'all realize how crazy she sound right now. If I was a white person, if I was a white man, I would be offended, because we have to be the pilots, we have to be the engineers, we have to be this, we have to be that. How is that Yo, listen, bro. Look. Not today. Not today. Not today. Not today. I'm not doing this, bro. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, man. I'm not about to entertain this bullshit, bro. I'm not doing this, man. She sound crazy. She sound crazy. That don't even make sense. Oh, man. I'm so glad that we got after hours tonight. I'm so glad that we got after hours tonight. I am. I might have to start extending this show to 4 hours, bro, or at least 3.5 hours, because I got more things that I want to say. I got to clean up that vase that I just broke. Shit. I'm just glad it ain't no carpet over there. Ain't no throw rugs over there. Oh, let me have y'all pick the shirts that y'all want me to rock. Give me a second. I told one of the ladies I'll let her pick. I don't know how to pink one though. I gotta go get the pink one. man. So much glass. I meant to go get the pink one, but I don't have a pink one. So this is the one that y'all used to seeing on a regular basis. Y'all used to seeing this one. Just came from the cleaners. Y'all used to seeing the AD shirt like this. But I also wear other AD shirts outside of here. I only been wearing the white one. So this is one. You gotta have the regular solid colors. So this is one also. All right. Got the blue. Gotta have the AD blue out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? So you got the AD blue. So you got the white, you got the blue. I got a pink one. But I also have, button it up so you can see it better. And then we also have this one. So this is a little bit more throwback. A lot of people not familiar with this. It's that Ralph Lauren Polo days. So we got the white with the blue stripes in it, or the blue with the white stripes. A lot of people say white with the blue stripes. So I got all kind of AD shirts. And then you got the pink one that look just like the blue one, but yeah, man. Yeah, man. So we got more than just white. I just only wear white. Somebody said, hey, we don't do pink over here. I love pink. I love pink. I love pink. Anyways. So what we got going on this weekend? We got, I don't think it's nothing happening this weekend because the Laker game is on. The Golden State game is on Friday. The Laker game is on Monday. Laker game is on Monday. So we got to figure that out. I know my brother just hit me up and said he want to go. So we'll figure it out. I know Leslie is going. My brother's probably going to go. Shout out to Nola Grizz. I appreciate you. Let me also make sure that I didn't miss nothing. All right. So we got after hours tonight, and then update on the Patreon live stream is already in the Patreon. And we're going to get it in. Y'all say happy St. Patrick's. What is St. Patrick's Day about? Before we leave here, I need to understand what St. Patrick's Day is about. I got to know, now in my older age, I got to know what I'm celebrating and why I'm celebrating it. St. Patrick's Day is celebrated annually on March 17th. Is the feast day of the patron saint of Ireland, who brought Christianity to the country in the 5th century. Originally a religious, modest holiday in Ireland, it has evolved into a global celebration of Irish culture, featuring parades, wearing green, shamrocks, and festive foods. So why did it change? Born in the 4th century, St. Patrick was a missionary who spent his life spreading the gospel in Ireland before dying on March 17, 471 or 461. Okay, so if we're celebrating St. Patrick's Day, and it's really a Christian celebration, this is what it's saying. It's saying that it's a Christian celebration because St. Patrick was spreading the gospel, meaning that he was spreading Christianity, celebrating Jesus. Then why are we so focused on drinking? How did it become a drinking holiday? How did it evolve? The tradition holds that St. Patrick used a three-leaf shamrock to explain the Holy Trinity to the Irish, making it, okay, so y'all basically did the same thing that they did to the alphabet that they did to the rainbow. He used it as a symbol to explain the Trinity. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And y'all turned it into a drinking holiday. That's fucked up. That's messed up. But see, this is why I like to do my own research. Green is specifically tied to the idea that he used the shamrock to simply explain to people the Trinity. It was symbolic of how he used props to explain to people the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. And y'all made it secular and turned something that was supposed to be about Christianity and spreading the gospel into drinking and dyeing Chicago's rivers green. We are a horrible people. We just play the game and time. And you know what's so funny? A lot of people run out there, white people and black people, run out there, run outside, and y'all go and celebrate St. Patrick's Day. And you not even realizing that you're supposed to be celebrating a Christian that was, or Catholic, Christian, whatever. He was spreading the gospel, and he used the shamrock as an example as to what the Trinity represented. And y'all took it and y'all changed it into something that was demonic. So bad, so bad, so bad, so bad. It's not even about it being an Irish holiday. He just so happened to be in Ireland spreading the gospel. It's not about it being an Irish holiday. They were celebrating what he was doing in spreading the gospel. Y'all just took it and made it into something that y'all wanted it to be. This is why I ain't just say, you know what, let me just go ahead and go out there because I want to understand it. The word of God says, in everything you do, get understanding. In everything you do, get understanding. And in order for us to do that, we have to at least do a little bit of research. We got the technology right at the forefront of our fingertips, and we don't even use it. We can go and look up anything to get better understanding so that when we talk about it or when somebody says something, we can give them some real insight into what it means. Or when we having a debate or a conversation, you just automatically recall it like you got a limitless pill. And it's all because you're just doing research or you're better understanding certain things. That's messed up. That's messed up. Changed it into something that it ain't even supposed to be. Somebody said Lucky Charms is witchcraft and milk. All right, that's it. Let me go ahead and read super chats. Once I start seeing y'all saying crazy junk, I got to read super chats. Is it true that Israel I should have sent to the what? Oh, you corrected it in the next one. Is it true that Israel will usher us into the Antichrist? That don't even make sense. So I'm going to say no. Anton, Adir Shakur. Anton, there's no real benefit for the USA in this world. I think you're missing that. I disagree with you. I disagree with you 100%. Clay Display says, preach Anton, geopolitics ain't no joke. Teach Slimmy LOMAO. He's for the city of London, LOL. What up, Kalisha? I appreciate you, Kalisha. Says Anton, the new intergame is, where is BB? He has been missing since his Hannity interview. What, BB Netanyahu? I'm at a high point right now where I don't debate them. I just tell them I'm not going to argue. I know I'm right. We are always right. They disagree but can't substantiate their position ever. Shout out to my dog Q Executive MLE. Yeah, Be a Man podcast says 80. Die on your sword means taking accountability and accept defeat honorably. He don't even know what that means. I know. That's because they taking it as a talking point from the internet. Q Executive Sweet MLE says DEI is a joke and never benefited black people. They use black people for the fight while other groups benefit. The Godfrey impersonation of Al Sharpton is the only thing worth watching in that interview. You never rock the lapel pins. I got you. Man, listen, bro. I got so much stuff. I usually, honestly, just have on a black shirt. Black shirt or Millionaire Morning Show stuff. And then I actually rock the stuff that I really, really love once I leave out of here. What did I rock today? What did I wear here today? Oh, I got the Gucci hoodie on today. The lime green Gucci hoodie on today. Shout out to my dog Q Executive Sweet MLE. Slow Money says, yeah, she just talking. I am a petroleum hauler in South Florida, and there's nothing but minorities out here at the port, from the terminal operators to the drivers to port workers making anything from $90,000 to $200,000. Shout out to Slow Money. I like that name. That's a dope name. Slow Money 32. I like that name. Gucci. All right, y'all, another great show. We back at it tonight and tomorrow morning. I thought I killed myself. My knee probably gonna be hurting in the morning. I thought I killed myself for a second when I was falling over all of that glass. I see the exact piece that my life flashed before my eyes in front of me. Let me get it for you. But Jesus paid it all. This is the piece. Jesus paid it all. This is the piece that I thought was going to take me out. Look at this shit. I was looking directly at it. I said, oh no! This is the piece right here. Look at that tip. See that spear at the tip of it? The vase broke. I was falling. I said, Jesus! Jesus paid it all. I am the boss of. Look at that spear tip. I thought that this was the end of me right here. I was falling. And the spear tip was looking right at me. I was thinking to myself, my subscribers ain't gonna want me to die like this. Lord, listen, don't let me die on a broken vase in my own studio by myself. If anything, let me go out like a G, whatever that looks like, but not on the spear of a broken vase. And that's why you got to stay prayed up. I love you. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all tonight. Peace.